Right. Keith versus Fasted. Now, no, wait, you guys don't have audio. Never mind. I fix that. Okay. So, Keith versus Fasted. Keith, pretty well known player. So, good luck, have fun. There you go. Where's the stream? I'm lobby leader? Fuck. That shouldn't be happening. Okay, they're here. So, Keith versus Fasted. As I said, Keith, pretty well-known player in the Southeast Asia community. He is, I'd say very, very good, and I feel like a lot of people are. Erstmal Werbung für Kanal machen. It wasn't Werbung. It was they asked where the Twitch stream was, and I just told them that it's on. I'll be the one streaming it. Pretty well known player, he says, as Keith is probably the goat of Southeast Asia. Yeah, but a lot of people don't know a lot about Southeast Asia. Like, if you ask the median Brawlhalla player about Southeast Asia pros, he wouldn't be able to tell you unless he is from Southeast Asia himself, or themselves, I guess. Anyway, enough talking. Now we're getting straight into it. Keith on the I don't know what the crossover the name of the crossover, but Zuri picking up the weapon versus Fasted's Priya. So pretty good neutral damage being exchanged out by both players. Playing very, very well neutral. Ooh, nice dash jump reverse nair from Keith. That was pretty nifty, if I do say so myself. Downer coming out, clash, ground pound, goes for the GCN, unfortunately misses. Another ground pound, will that be enough? It will be enough. It will be enough, knocking Fasted down one stock. Nair coming out. Fasted is able to pick up the weapon. Another nair from Keith, weapon throw. This could be fatal, unfortunately. For Keith, it is not. Fasted makes it almost back up to the stage, not without taking 2 more hits to his belt though. Right. Nice punish from Fasted. Down there, goes for the D6, sends behind, goes for another D6. Keith makes it back onto the stage. Let's see what their next move is. Sidelight, goes for the recovery, keeps it clean. Down there. Goes for another down in. Nice punish on from Fasted. Double recovery off the wall. Ensig gets punished with a down air. This could be the end of that stock. Recovery? No, it will not be. Keith picks up the weapon. A little bit of the combo. Oh, nice read from Keith. And the recovery will not KO. Just okay. I take that back. My bad. Light coming out. Nair. Just the haymaker. The haymaker is all it takes for Fasted to take his first stock. He needs to take 2 more. Keith is an advantage right now. 1 stock advantage. Let's see if Fasted can bring that back with his sword gameplay. A lot of neutral being played. Ground pound. Maybe another one. He misses the downer. Unfortunately, misses that opportunity to get that knockout. Giving Keith now stage control. Double side light, goes for the side air. Recovery coming out. Fasted really unsure of how to approach this situation. Okay. Down air coming out. Let's see. Keith is just dominating. Side light. Ensig! That domination spree has just been ended. 69 damage on Fasted. Let's see if he can bring this back, or if Keith just is, or if Keith will. My bad. Down air. Another down air. Another down air. Okay. Keith loving his down airs right now. Be light side air. D-Sig, perchance. No, he just lets him back on, get back onto the stage with another side air, end light, down air, weapon throw, D-like ground pound, and that's it. Game 1 goes to Keith. GG's. Okay. Also, good morning, Ghetto. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone in EU. My EU folks, good morning. Ahsoka. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jack. Ahsoka. If you are bored, Jack, if you don't have anything better to do, you could start predictions maybe a little bit later when a few more people join. But yeah. Anyway, we're going back to, well, I don't know if we were in Western Air Temple, but we are going to Western Air Temple right now. I wonder what Southeast Asia's preferred map is, because I know for EU it's like Small Worlds, and then NA loves playing one map. I forgot the name of it. We see a little bit of a change. Fasted, swapping off the chakra, swapping on the cannon with the Sidra. Keith still keeping that Ahsoka play, since it does seem to be working out for him. That was kind of nutty what he did there on the sword. Try if that down like, ooh, nice read on the cannon. Will that be enough? Will not be enough. He gets back onto the stage, grabs the sword. N-Sig will not be enough. Does he go for the D-Sig? He does not. He went for the ground pound, and Keith just saw that coming, not letting that one happen. Weapon throw recovery. N-Light does not hit, unfortunately. N-Sig. Side light coming out. Weapon throw. I think that was D-Sig. Side Sig and D-Sig look so similar on this character. I cannot differentiate them. But good shit on Keith for getting that first knockout, first strike. Recovery coming out. Ground pound. N-Light. Recovery. Okay. Passive now has the cannon in hand. Nice punish from Keith. Let's see if he can cook with that cannon there. That is the first stock of Keith gone. Equal stocks, only 89 damage behind. Let's see, down air. Goes for the side air. Unfortunately, does not connect. N-Sig. Nice punish on... Wow, okay. A little bit of the pipeline coming out from Keith. Nair. And like coming out. Recovery. Barely does not hit. Keith just dominating on the Katars, and the second down Sig. Just popping off on the Katars. Nair coming out. Side light, D-light. Down air. Does not go for more. Still quite a bit of damage being built up on Fasted. Side light, D-light, recovery. Goes for another recovery. Fasted, which is not there. Side light, End light. Goes for the N-Sig. Damn! Nice punish on the N-Sig. D-light ground pound. And that gives Keith game 2. That is game 2 for Keith. I think this will, personally, if you ask me personally, this looks like a 3-0 to me. I'm just saying, this just kind of looks like a 3-0 to me. So, Fasted is still going to keep playing sword. He's just going to swap his secondary one more time, hoping the hammer will be what he needs to take this. Now we are going to Miami Dome. A very spacious map, I'd say, for 1v1s. I do really enjoy it. But let's see what these two players can cook for us, what they have in store for us today. The curse of saying that's a 3-0 strikes again. It's only about 3 stocks. 3-0s I've been, like, not that bad at. Both of the players now on sword. Ooh, nice N-Sig from Fasted. Side light coming out. D-Sig, nice punch from Keith with that side air. Nair to get back onto the stage. Weapon throw goes for the downer, will not connect. He's now, Fasted is now on the hammer. Let's see if that will be the key difference. Side light. A lot of side airs from Keith. Side air coming out against Keith. Downer goes for the Nair. Unfortunately, Keith is way too far up for that one. Keith tried to go for the double D-light. That's such a piss take, mid-tourney. Right, let's see. Recovery? Goes for the recovery the other way. Unfortunately, that does not connect. Um, Lots of down airs. Okay. D-light recovery. Goes for another D-light. And light coming out. Recovery. Another recovery. Another recovery. Unarmed. Unfortunately, the greed has consumed him. The greed has consumed Keith, and he got punished for going for one more unarmed recovery. Nice nair to pick up the weapon. Recovery coming out, and light. Fasted already having 40 damage on Keith's fresh stock, 60 damage now. Keith not quite wanting to kill Fasted, I feel. Because if he wanted to, you could kill him easily, I feel. Like, Fasted seems like a good player, it's just, Keith is just kind of just taking the piss a little bit. Nice, gets the recovery KO. Okay. Let's see. Haymaker gets heavily punished with half a pipeline into a recovery. Okay. Cider coming out. Side light, D-light recovery again from Keith. Equalizing the damage. Fasted hitting with that cider, making the damage yet the more equal. Double cider coming out from Keith. Will that be enough? It will not. A true third one though. Third one will seal the deal. Right. Keith prioritizing the Katars, and then Fasted has the hammer in hand. Fasted needs to really do some work on this stock, but Keith just denying every single opportunity to be able to do that. Pipelines and a lot of N-light recoveries. Side light, D-light. Goes for another D-light. Side light, D-light. Ooh, nice D-light read into the recovery. That was kind of sick. Keith tries to get back up onto the stage, gets punished with an unarmed nair. He's now back on stage. Sidelight N-Sig will not work this time. D-light into nothing, into weapon throw, into another weapon throw. Unfortunately, it does not connect. Cider coming out. Okay. D-Sig. Weapon throw. They're both now on sword. D-light Cider will seal Fasted's faith. And I did not jinx it. Chat, I did not jinx it. We did get a 3-0. Clean 3-0 for Keith. Good job. Very, very cool. How's everyone doing in here? How is everyone feeling? If there's anyone I would like to, you know, tell me. Wait, let me. Where are you? Also, Jack, I made you leader because I don't know who is who. I really don't know. Because you know. Why curse? Not cursing? I don't know who's either of them, to be fair. I mean, Fasted just played, so you probably can kick that guy. Or, like, whatever the fuck. I don't know. And Nora's is just Nora's. I feel like Nora's is, you know, makes sense. This Nora's. Yup. Okay. Okay, I just needed to remember who player 1 and player 2 was. So, why is Britney Spears in my lobby? What the hell? Kyogi's fight Nora's on my behalf. Okay. So, game 2. Game 2, we have Nora's versus Morsey. I think. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Morsey? Morisei? Why was I given the Jack diese Junge? This guy, yo. Morsey. Okay, I guess. I don't know, it reminds me a lot of, like, it reminds me of Morsey, which is like the main singer of, what's the name of the band? The Smiths. The Smiths, yeah. Made a solo career called Morsey, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, Morsey. I assume this is Morsey? I mean, Morsey. Yeah, I assume so. I'm not sure. Yes, it is. More silly, fire name, by the way. Absolutely fire name. Also, Noreska, thanks for the follow. I really, really appreciate it. Alright, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We got Norris versus Morsey. So, what are you guys' thoughts? Who would you like to win this? You know? Who are you betting on? If we can get, if I don't know if you have polls, but it would be cool if we did. Not sure, cause I'm not on Twitch. I have my OBS on the side. Second stream with OBS, by the way. Anyway, let's see. Morsey versus Noraz. Morsey on the gauntlets, on the Val. Noraz on the Artemis. Morsey was able to pick up the gauntlets first, so he was able to deal a tiny bit more damage. And like coming out, goes for the down air. Norsey. No, Noraz, my bad. Side light down air. There. Side air. Okay, Noraz, come on. Recovery will not hit. Recovery from Morsey. Side take from Noraz. Knocking Morsey off the stage. Makes it back onto the stage. The satellite just takes him back off the stage. And like coming out. Ooh, nice spacing from Morsey. And the weapon throw. Ooh, that was pretty clean. I cannot lie. That was pretty clean. That's pretty awesome. But he is now on. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say he's very weak and he needs to be careful, but I guess just one Ensig from Noraz is all it took. And they're coming out, not letting Morsey get a weapon. Now he is on the gauntlets again, and like coming out. D-light misses, gets punished with an N-light, punished with a side air. N-light coming out. Goes for the nair, side light. Another side light, nair. Okay. A bunch of X pivots. And like coming out from Noraz. Goes for another side air. D-light nair. Picks up the lance. Goes for the D-sig. Recovery. Side light downer. Goes for the side air this time. Hoping they would jump. They did not jump. Side sig coming out from Noraz. Now, Morsey needs to be careful. He needs to take the stock as soon as possible. Recovery coming out from Noraz. Side air. And like coming out from Morsey. Recovery from Morsey. He needs one more of those. And Noraz is down to his last stock. Right. Nice evade on that Ensig. Gets a small little punish off. Side light nair. Goes for the recovery. D-light down air. Maybe something crazy. Goes for the ground point. Gets punished by the down air from Noraz. He wanted to wait to probably get his dodge back, but like with that side air, but does not happen. 1v1 situation right here for game 1. Recovery. And light coming out. Morsey has stage control. Let's see what he can do with that side light coming out. Side air coming out from Nora's. Down air. Down air coming out. Okay, side light, down light. Do they go for more? They do not. Down air. End light. What else? We got side sig. Unfortunately, will not be it. Ooh, side light, D light once more from Noraz. Not quite enough. End light will also not quite be enough from Morsey. D sig will not be enough. Almost. Ground pound misses. Weapon throw. GC end light. He has the dodge. He tried to go for something. Side light will not be enough, unfortunately. Side air. Arnhem side air gets the lance. We do know lance is a very good killing weapon. I don't know how it is after the patch, but before it definitely was. Gravity cancel delay recovery is all it takes. Game 1 for Morsey. One second. I will bless you with Nye. Keith, you really don't have to do that, trust me. What the fuck am I reading? Britney Spears will take the tournament. Imagine me saying that line, that exact voice line. Right, let's see what map we're going on. Let us see. Maybe I can sneak in a puff of my cigarette. We're going on Miami Dome. Southeast Asia has been liking Miami Dome, as it seems. Might be their map, you know? Wow. Game 2. Morsey versus Noraz. Morsey on the gauntlets, Noraz on the scythe. Ooh, nice little scythe string coming out from Noraz. Bringing Britney Spears already to 80 damage, 83. Satellite will miss. Endlight and Sig. Morsey now on the sword, but Noraz just popping off on the side. Gravity cancel D-Light. He's popping off. Will he be able to confirm it? He will with the ground pound. Very, very crazy first stock here from Noraz. Just putting on that pressure. And Morsey probably wasn't expecting that big of a speed up. Down air coming out. Another down air from Noraz. Side air. And light reverse nair. Goes for the down air. Giving Morris the ability to get back onto the stage and get stage control. A lot of D-lights, hoping for something to hit. Down air coming out from Noraz. Okay. Goes for the D-light sider, unfortunately misses. And nair coming out, sider coming up, but unfortunately that will be interrupted. And since since Morsey now does not have a weapon, he tries to get back onto the stage, gets back onto the stage. Sidelight coming out. Sider from Noraz. Recovery. Another sider from Noraz. Let's see. Maybe another one? He went for the GC downlight. Will get him punished. Nice dodge from Morsey for that N-Sig there. Recovery unarmed will not KO on 192. Maybe one more. The sider will for sure do it. Now, Morsey really needs to lock in if he wants to reverse 3 stock and win game 2. D-Light coming out, a nair, another nair, side air. For the down air, I think he might have lagged or thought he was gonna go somewhere else. I'm not sure. Anyway, that gives that knocks him down to 2 stocks, making it a tiny bit easier for Morsey to come back. Side air. Sword on Morsey and Norris just lost his weapon. He's now on the scythe again. Side light. Side sig. Just lets it rip right there. GC side light. Recovery from Noraz. not the situation you want to be in if you are Morsey, I would say. Well, maybe now that you have stage control. Delay recovery will not quite KO. Goes for the Nair, and it does! Damn! Damn! Morsey bringing this one back. He's fighting with nails and teeth over here to keep his last stock and maybe even take this game. Let's see if Norris is going to allow that to happen, or if he just, or if they just do something crazy. Sidelight. Another sidelight goes for the end light, and that will be his demise. Very, very well played by both of these players. Especially towards the end, Morsey was kind of popping off. It was very, very slippery. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Very, very slippery. And that proved to be the play. Let's see, well, are we seeing a change of character? We are seeing a change of character to Ahsoka? Ember? I want to see some Ember. Yo, I want to see some Ember. That got me a little bit excited, I can't lie. Maybe he was just, you know, doing shit, but I feel like Ember into Artemis, it's probably one of my favorite matchups to go up against in she asked me what is higher than the Everest Peak. I simply answered Morsey. Okay, that one's fire, I can't even lie. That's a fire statement. See, even my mod agrees. Or my tournament organizer. Whatever you want to call him, Jack, my goat. Right, game 3, we did see the change of Morsey on the Ember. Now, Katars and bow are quite different. Wait, Katars and sword, no. Gauntlets and, no, Katars and bow are different from gauntlets and sword. Yeah, that is, sentences, chat, sentences. Let's see if that will prove better for them. Satellite downer coming out from Norez. Already quite a bit of damage being built up. Side sig. D-light sider. D-light end light, okay. End light. Will we see something crazy? Goes for the side sig. Hoping Norez would go down. Gets punished for it though. Sidelight coming out. Recovery coming out from Morsey. Sidelight from Norez. Goes with another sidelight, hoping to catch. The ground pound will catch though. And that is the first stock taken. $174 damage on Norez, meaning basically any sig kills here. D-light coming out from Norez. End light. Weapon throw. Side light. Weapon throw. Okay. Down air. Where's the weapon throw? No weapon throw this time. Nair coming out from Morsey. Very difficult to try and find that little space, especially on Katars. Killing is not that easy if your opponent is playing like this. Down air coming out. Goes for another down air. Bow might be a little bit more helpful with killing, since it has natural killing options like that delay recovery that we just saw. You know, Katars, you need to. I don't know if end life recovery is true or delay recovery is true, but I don't think so. Satellite D-light end light, pretty decent damage on the D-light end light there. D-light jump reverse side air from Norez. Side air coming out from Morsey. Side sig from Norez. Sidelight coming out. Goes for the D-sig, I think that is. I always confuse those sigs, but D-sig. Unfortunately, both of the times they did not connect. If they did, that would have been an instant KO right there. Endlight, Nair. Very, very good neutral being played by both of these players. Ooh, the ground pound, the dash ground pound. Will seal the fate for Morsey's second stock. Now, Norez on 179 damage, meaning he will be a lot more easy to kill now. But he's just popping off. What is happening? Cider coming out. Nair from Morsey. Let's see. He swaps back onto the Katars. Goes for the Ensic. Gets punished by a Nair. Nair coming out. Weapon throw. Delight doesn't get punished, but gives Norzi the ability, Norris the ability to get back onto the stage. Satellite Delight goes for the Ensic and it connects. Will there be anything more? There will be not. Cider coming out from Norris. He goes for the recovery, will not KO. Britney Spears back on the stage. I'm so sorry. Weapon throw. Cider. Another Cider, and Norris will take game 3. Very, very interesting game, I would say. Let's see what the plan is if Norris or Morsey. Well, Norris is not swapping because he's already locked on Artemis, so we don't have to worry about that. Britney Spears, fire. Also, for all my Southeast Asian watchers, hello, welcome. I'm Snupsy, your cast. I do funny things like play video games sometimes and cast. I have something that I wanna tell everyone, and that is if I am misusing anyone's pronouns or calling them the wrong name, please do let me know. I'm not very familiar with Southeast Asian players. I do not know their pronouns for the most part. So if I'm doing something wrong, please tell me and let me know. I don't want to look like a bigot because I'm not a bigot. I'm not the type of person. I just genuinely do not know. So if I'm doing anything wrong, please let me know. Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. And with this, we're going into game number 4. Norris versus Morsey. Morsey needs to win back-to-back to be able to take this set. Meanwhile, Norris only needs one more game to go into his favor. Now, Morsey switched to the Scarlet again. The weapons that they are using they have nothing to do with the last 2 characters they played. 3-2 for Morsey, trust. I mean, we'll see, you know? We'll see.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Let us see. Nice Enlight clashing and not letting Norris take that weapon. The swap to the Lance might be the play here. Down air coming out. Another down air from Norris. Ground pound misses, giving Morsey the ability to get back onto the stage. Sidelight Nair. Down air. Nice punish from Norris. Enlight. Now, Morsey on the hammer. Swapping off of the Lance. Sidelight Ensig from Norris. Went for the stomp down air. Unfortunately, does not connect. Misses the stomp and gets heavily punished by a down air Sidelight. D-Sig will not catch. Side air will though. GC D-Light will also catch. That is stock 1 out. Yeah. Enlight coming out from Norris. Satellite down air from Morsey. Enlight will not be enough, will he? Oh, I think Norris. Yeah, that was it for Norris's stock. I don't know, they may be having connection issues or something, or maybe they just didn't care about that stock. Who knows? Sidelight gets punished by a Sidelight Enlight. Side air coming out. That stomp got them punished pretty heavily. Down air from Norez. Side air from Norez. Stomp. Down air, side air from Norez. Side sig will not connect. Satellite down air, side air. Side sig will not go over the stage and will not connect. Satellite this time it will though. Side sig will not be enough. Weapon throw will though. Right. Nora's now on his last stock. Satellite goes for the Ensig. Hammer in hand. Hammer no longer in hand. Anyway, Satellite from Morsey, and that is all he's able to do on that stock. 54 damage in the lead, going into probably something very, very important here, since if he loses this game, he is out. Nair coming out. Nice D-light, like past. How does one call it? Slide charge D-light, I guess. Cider coming out. Goes for the D-sig. Norris will not fall for it. Nair coming out. Satellite. Nair from Norres. They are going to swap off the lance, hoping to get Scythe. Ooh, very, very nice. Very, very well played by Morsey. Now we are 2-2. So game 5 first game 5 situation of today. It's not 21-2. That is my bad. Rise. Hello. Welcome. And those Rudy, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the content. And the tournament at that. No character changes. Let's see if we see any map changes. Game 5. I'll repeat myself. If like either of them takes it, either of them moves on, and if they lose, I don't know if they're out or if they go to losers bracket. I'm not very sure about that. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. So, game 5, Morsey versus Norres. We are seeing two Lance characters being played. Artemis and Scarlet. Britney Spears, my beloved.
2, 1, brawl.
So, Lance in hand for Morsey. Try to deny the weapon for Norres, but he gets heavily punished, unarmed for it. Down Nair coming out. Nair coming out. Another Nair. Okay. Endlight coming out. Ooh, nice reverse Nair from Morsey. Satellite Cider coming out from Norres. Endlight. Weapon throw. Goes for something crazy. Unfortunately, it does not connect. Goes for the down air. Will not get punished for it. Endlight coming out. Cider coming out from Norres. Sending them off stage. Unfortunately for them, they make it back onto the stage. Another down air from both players coming out of the down air and connecting. Side sig from Norres will be enough. 72 damage, not that far back if you ask me, on a character like Scarlet that has that damage, that has that power, and those signatures that KO pretty early. Nair coming out from Morsey. D-sig. 127 goes for the ground pound. Will not connect. Weapon throw. Down air coming out. Nor is not letting Morsey breathe for a second. Sidelight Nair. Recovery coming out. Recovery from Norres. D-sig. Another D-sig. Weapon throw. Weapon throw will not connect. Morsey has stage control and the weapon starve ability. Will not go for it though. Down air coming out. Recovery coming out. Now Norres has the upper hand. No longer. Stomp side air. Now Morsey needs to keep their stock as much as they can if they want to win this. Ooh, very nice dodge, but it doesn't matter. Norres is just there. That was a very, very nice string from Norres coming out there. Now, Norres is one stock up off Britney Spears. Let's see if they can equalize it. Weapon throws. Okay, down air. Goes for another down air. Side sig will be unpunished and will also not be hitting. Double Nair coming out, connecting. Went for the Saturn. Unfortunately, did not connect. weapon throw, side light coming out, another side light, and GC end light goes for the recovery, another side light, weapon throw, no, ground pound, weapon throw. Do you like ground pound? Fucking crazy. Who is this Norris guy? That is obviously a joke. Do not kill me, please. But Nora is really, really playing well and just keeping up the pressure against Morsey. Just keeping up the pressure. And that means they will move on. Rise, hello, and Toasty Toad, hello. I wasn't able to say hi because I was casting, but hello, welcome, you know. Hope you enjoy your stay. How are you guys doing? If I may ask that. How is everyone doing in here? How are we feeling? Who are we rooting for? You know, who do we think? Yeah, who do we think is gonna win this? Who are you guys rooting for? All that type of stuff. Tell me. I would love to know. Please, 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 no hiccups right now. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry. Yeah. New players are Dark and Hamoud. I don't know if I kicked Hamoud, but if I did, I sincerely apologize. I just wanted the names and everything to line up correctly. That is my bad. So, Dark on the Scarlet, level 60, and Redistu? Hamoud. 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 Please tell me I'm not alone in knowing that. Anyway, Hamoud on the level 76 Sentinel. Right. Very, very interesting players. For sure. We are seeing quite a bit of Lance. I don't know if that's the right player, yo, but if it isn't, then it's fine. The right players are in, okay. So, yeah. So, I don't know who you guys are rooting for, but I do not know much about these players. I was gonna say that we have seen a lot of Lance this tournament, which I don't particularly hate. I like my cool Lance gameplay. We haven't seen a really cool Lance 0 to death yet, which would be very, very fire to see. Now, Dark on the Lance and Hamoud had a weapon, but they threw it for the Qatars. Sidelight, D-light, ground pound. Reply from Dark. Ooh, nice ground pound. Goes for the weapon fire. Unfortunately, will not KO. Went for the D-light. Ground pound will not KO. It gets punished for that side sig heavily, but Dark overextends a little bit and gets punished. D-light ground pound misses. Ensig will not KO. 139. We are on Demon Island after all. Side sig will not get punished. Stomp Sayer will also not be enough. Sidelight goes for the D-sig. Will not be enough just yet. Ooh, that recovery! That recovery was kinda nutty, I will not lie. Dark taking the upper hand on the first game. Let's see if they can keep it. D-sig will not get punished. And that weapon throw. The N-sig does not reach, unfortunately. Now, they are equal. Sidelight, D-light goes for the down air. D-light nair, side air. Sidelight, D-light. That is it. That is the combo that Dark got hit by. He's able to reply very, very firmly with his own set of strings. 106 versus 106. End light coming out from Dark. Side light down there. Weapon throw coming out. Ground pound. Ooh, into the side sig. That will be the second stock of Hamud. End sig will not catch. Side light, D light goes for the recovery. Unfortunately, does not connect. Dark just spamming those nairs. They were hitting. Oh, weapon throw from Hamud. Goes for the slide charge down heavy. Will not connect. Ground pound. Gets ground pounded. Goes for another. Dark goes for another ground pound. It gets cancelled by the weapon throw of Hamud. Ensig coming out. Another Ensig coming out from Hamud. Ground pound. Another Ensig. Let's see. D-Sig this time. 190 will not KO off the top just yet. Nair into the side air will though. Both players are on one stock. 67 damage versus 0. Side light, D-light, down air. Will not connect the down air part. Side light, down air. Another down air. Another down air! And that is game 1 for Hamud. That was fucking crazy. Crazy. Right. Give me 1 second, please, to change the score up so I do not forget. That was kind of crazy. That was kind of... Ooh, we see the level 65 Taros come out from Dark, swapping off the lance and onto the axe, keeping the hammer. I just realized Hamud's clan tag is get KO vote. It's fire. It's such a fire clan. I was just saw that one. But Dark versus Hamud. Taros versus Sentinel. Let's see. Both characters do have hammers, so they do have something in common. Obviously you play the characters differently, the stats are different, all the other things are too. God damn! Dark already starting off with a very nice first string. They are going to swap to the axe. Hamud is just end-lighting. Side light, D-light goes for the Ensig. Unfortunately does not connect. Dark hits an Ensig of their own. Tries to bait with a recovery. End light coming out. Down air coming out. D-Sig. Clash. Goes for the ground pound. Will not KO. Side air will also not KO. Dark in a really good spot to take a stock here. And he does. With that ground pound. 80 damage on his first stock. Hamud on his second stock. We see the weapon starve come out. Very nice juggle on the axe. And it just keeps going. The juggle just keeps going. One of my friends would have said the juggle is massive. Stomp Cider coming out from Hamud. Ooh, another Cider coming out from Dark. Ooh, he tried to predict that side sig from coming out and punish it with a ground pound, but they get hit by it, unfortunately. Another Ensig from Hamud. Goes for the GC, the Enlight recovery, will not KO. Goes for the standard recovery, will KO. Now they are on the same stock. Hamud needs to play out of his mind, and it does seem with that small read there, could. If he wants to keep that stock and have a chance of winning this game. Cider coming out from Dark. Downer coming out, and that will be it. Now Dark has a 1 stock advantage over Hamud. Let's see if he can keep it. Do like ground pound, down air, nair, side air, goes for the ground pound, gets hit with that bottom part of that recovery, nair, and that sends weirdly GC Ensig, but they got a dodge. They make it back onto the stage. That is kind of crazy. D-Light goes for the GC D-Sig. Weapon throw, side light nair, ground pound. Goes for the side sig. Unfortunately gets punished by Hamud. The recovery will also not KO. And the GCD sig will also not KO. Courtesy of playing on Demon Island, I guess. Stomped, misses the side air, gets end-lighted, gets punished for it. Weapon throw does come out. Dark in a super good spot to just take this game right here. Sidelight. Weapon pickup from Hamoud into the sider. Throws away the weapon. Dark just does a slight misplay and loses their stock. That is no big deal since they have another stock to work with, and Hamoud already trying to get them out as soon as possible. 84 damage, crazy string coming out from Hamoud. Cider coming out from Dark will not be enough. Ensig, Enlight will not be enough on 187. I was very skeptical on if that would kill or not. The Nair will though, and game 2 for Dark 1-1. If you guys would excuse me for the tiniest of seconds, I would like to take a sip of water because my mouth is already getting a little bit dry. And we're already 1 hour in, 3 more to go. Right, no character changes, so we just go next. Dark, very, very, very strong performance from Dark, and very, very good strings from Hamoud. What the okay, I don't think I can show that one. If you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, be grateful. Right, no changes just yet to the character picks, as we mentioned before that. We are going on Small World's End, I think. And like coming out, Dark picking up the axe as their first weapon. Down air, ground pound, weapon throw. Nice dodge on that weapon throw. Nair coming out from Hamoud. Goes for the double Nair, unfortunately does not connect. Nair coming out, goes again, double Nair, does not connect. Down air from Dark. Nair from Hamoud. Nice spot dodge on Hamoud's side. Down air, D-light. Down air, goes for the Nair, gets Naired themselves. Nair recovered at that, and that is first stock already gone. Nair coming out. Recovery coming out. Ensig will not connect. Down air D-sig will not kill. Sidelight. Nair. D-sig will not do anything. Down air. Another down air. Nair. Nice juggle here. Enlight coming out from Hamoud, and that will be the stock right there. As most of us already know, this map has very, very small killing zones, so it's a lot easier to KO on this. God damn! While I be saying that, these two players are going off. Super nice dodge from Hamoud there on that side sig. Down air D sig. Enlight coming out. Enlight went for the N-sig. Nice punish on the N-sig from Hamoud. Not so nice punish from Dark on that N-sig. Cider coming out though. D-light, nice dodge on that recovery, avoiding getting KO'd. D-light N-sig, Sideline Nair. Another side air. Another side air! That is absolutely wild. Insane gameplay right there. Side air will KO. Playing bottom tier versus broken. Who's bottom tier, who's broken? Down air. D-sig. Sidelight, down air. Sidelight, Nair. Nair coming out. Sidelight, D-light. Down air, hitting. Down air, ground pound, I think that was. Yeah. Sidelight, Nair. Another ground pound into the recovery. Recovery will not send very far. Down air D-light will also not quite KO. Dark needs one more hit. One more good hit and they have the game. But as it seems, Hamoud is not just gonna let that happen. Just not having it at all. And with that, taking game 3. Give me 1 second to change the numbers and I will read the message. Morsey. Playing turrets is giving your opponent 2 stocks head start. I did want to talk about that for like a brief little second, if that's fine. I was wondering how the balance changes are going to affect everyone and everything. And I was just wondering, and since you're Morsey, so you know you probably have very good knowledge of the game, probably more than I do. Um, yeah, I was thinking about that. I was very much thinking about that, and I was gonna ask what everyone's opinion on that is at the start, but I kind of forgot. He go on a real legend like Magyar. That is a statement for sure. A statement, but um, Dark didn't look bad at all last game, especially towards the end. They were doing some crazy strings. Down air coming out. The like ground pound into down air nair. And light coming out. Now Dark got their first damage after Hamud already built up 80, but you know a lot of damage doesn't mean KO, since Staros does have a lot of damage and it just takes just a few hits to rack up the damage very fast. Ensei coming out goes with the GC side sig. Nair coming out. Nice dodge on that side sig. Ooh, nice recovery. Super nice recovery. But they overextend. The recovery from Hamud sends them spiking diagonally down. Hamud really putting in the work on the Qatars, but not enough. Not enough. They overextended and lost the stock. Now Dark is only 90 damage behind. Well, 80. Sidelight Nair. Ground Pound. Ensig! Will he go for one more? Let me see that one more. Unfortunately does not get it and gets punished for it heavily. Double down air from Hamud. 96 damage. Nair coming out. Sidelight. Down air misses. Down air from Hamud does not, and it sends the other way. Yeah, this map's kind of weird. Slide charge slide charge side sig, my bad. Damn. Getting them with the weapon throw combo. Down air. Ground pound. Okay. The ground pound misses, unfortunately, for Dark. Cider does not miss. Now it's 1v1. If Hamud is able to take it, if they move on. Cider. And like coming up from Dark. Weapon throw from Hamud. Hamud on the unarmed, now on the Qatars. Ensig. Side sig. Down air went for one. Unfortunately, the other does not connect. And Nair misses. Gets punished by an end light from Dark. Down air. Ground pound. Another ground pound. And Dark just keeps it going. He keeps the thing going. That is pretty fire. That is fire. We get to see another game 5 situation right here, right now. That was very well played by Dark. I cannot lie. Also, I have no idea if the audio thingies work. Like if you redeem them, I'm not sure if they work. If they work, then great. If not, I'll fix it by next stream. All right. Now, game 5. Dark on the Taros and Hamud on the Sentinel. Nothing changes. The only thing that changes is the stakes. Whoever wins this game moves on. Let's see. We are going on Miami Dome. One of my personal favorite maps. Not that anyone asked, but you know. And it seems like Southeast Asia does enjoy this map quite a bit for 1v1s. Satellite coming out. Hamud picks up the weapon. He's on the Qatar, is not letting Dark get a weapon. Weapon throw and light. Goes into the dash side sig. Nice dodge from Hamud. D-light down there. End light coming out. Goes for the reverse end sig. But gets punished. D-sig also gets punished. Side sig also gets punished. Sider coming out now from Hamud. Recovery from Dark. Another one maybe? No. They make it back onto the stage. Both of them. Sider coming out. Disarming Taros right here. D-like round pound. Will it be enough? It will be enough. Now, Hamud has been, the past couple of games, he has been taking the lead in the first couple of stocks. And then Dark does come back. I wonder if this will happen this time as well. GC Ensig, very, very brave to do that one. Recovery. Sidelight Nair. Will he go for a recovery? He will. And now it is basically equal. 14 damage down. That is basically one unarmed attack. So, very, very close battle right here. Sidelight D-light. Goes for another D-light. Downer D-sig. Sidelight. No, D-light. Goes for the D-sig. Nice punish from Dark. Sidelight D-sig. From Hamud. Down air. Satellite Nair coming out. Goes for the ground pound. Unfortunately gets punished with a down air. Satellite Nair coming out again and gets punished by the down air again. Picks up the weapon. Side sig. Will not be enough on 140 on Miami Dome. Unfortunately. D-sig hoping. Hamud was hoping that D-sig would catch them off guard. Will not. Sending them off stage. And then the ground pound will seal his fate for that stock. Now they do have one more stock to work with, and Dark is at 152, meaning they are technically in kill percent, 165 now. They Hamud has stage control, and he will use it to his advantage to get that stock with that hammer and sig. It seems like they are going to stick to the Qatar satellite Nair coming out from Dark. Down near these, no. Was that down air D-sig? I think it was down air D-sig. Down air N-sig, my bad. Coming out, putting up a lot more damage. Very chill unarmed string coming out from Hamud. Keeping that pressure, applying that pressure. And Sidelight, D-sig, disarming Dark. They're now without a weapon. Sidelight, D-light, goes for the N-sig, and that will be it! The N-sig catches, and that will be it. Hamud takes this set. Well played. Well played to both of these players. Right. It's over? Why is it over? Why is it over? This is a 2 elimination bracket. I don't know if I was streaming. If this was fuck, what's it called? If this was the double elimination, or if this was winner, like if this was winner side or loser side, I am not entirely sure on. We are going on to the next game very, very, very shortly. Give me 1 second. But yeah, it might be that Dark is still in the tournament, just in lower bracket. I'm not sure about that at all. Take a sip of water. The players are not ready themselves, but we can switch to the tourney screen already. We got Rudy versus Toadie. Let me move it like a little bit. There we go. Hamud Haddad. Who won? I got an ad. Terribly sorry about that. But the one who won was the Sentinel player, Hamud. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I think it should be fine. We have Toadie on the level 16 Isaiah, and Rudy, who is also victorious, and level 100 on the Master Chief, which would also be Isaiah, if I am not mistaken. Right, let's head into game 1. If we could get a poll running, would be cool. If not, it's totally fine. Brawlhalla on Rudy. And you can tell this is a very good player by the Brawlhalla border and the avatar. It's a very every time I find someone that does own that avatar, they tend to be very cracked at the game. Let's see if that continues to be the case or not. We're seeing Cannon for the first time in this tournament, and both of these players are seemingly very good on Cannon. And like coming up from Rudy, goes for the ground pound. Toadie tries to ground pound themselves, gets desigged again, and that is the first stock already gone. And like coming out, Toadie now has the blasters at hand. Downer coming up from Rudy. Side light goes for the sider on Toadie's side, but does not get a dealer recovery. Will not KO. Very high ceiling on this map, so it does not surprise me a tiny bit. Downer coming out, and Rudy went for a little bit too much, and they got punished with that side air. Side stick coming out, gets punished by the side light. We have arrived in O block, guys. Buckle up your seats, because we are in O block. And like coming out from Toadie, Rudy switching it up and going on to the cannon this time. Nair. And like coming out, GC D-Light into an X-Pivot Nair. Side air coming out. Side light side air. Goes for the N-Stick. Toadie really popping off on the blasters right now. And light coming out. Ground pound. Tries to punish that with a downer. Unfortunately will not be enough. And the punish to that will also not be enough. The N-Sig will though. The N-Sig will. Knocking Toadie down to their last stock. Rudy still holding on to their second stock with 154 damage. Meaning that they are getting close to kill percent. Got greedy with that side sig and got punished with that end light. Side sig coming out. D-Sig, nice dodge on Toadie on that D-Sig, making it back onto the stage. Downer coming, downer into sider will not be enough. 184 damage. Should any next move should kill. Dealer recovery kills. Will they choose the blasters or will they choose the cannon? That is the real question here. They will choose the blasters. Toadie sticking with the blasters. Rudy on the cannon yet again. Ooh, nice GC D-Light down there. D-Light down there again, side light. Goes for the jump up read with the GC, jump GC side light. N-Sig coming out. Toadie making back onto the stage, side light. Another side light. Went for the down air read there. Will not prove to be successful. He went for it again and got punished. Nice spacing on that D-Light from Toadie's side. Down air going for another down air. Does not seem to be connecting. Another down light. And light coming out from Rudy. Side light gets punished with a side light of their own. Side light coming out, goes for the recovery, Toadie, but will not hit, but he also will not get punished for it. The side sig connects, but will not quite be enough. The side air will also connect. It will be enough. The sweat drops are out. There is nothing Rudy can do about that one. Very interesting game one, I would say. After this set, I will be taking a toilet break. I'm going to explode if I don't have a toilet break in a bit. But while that is happening, that isn't happening anytime soon. We will see the skin swap to the no skin Isaiah with the fucking Thatch blaster, the one where he has the crab on his head, if I remember correctly. Swapping off to off of Master Chief to this. Maybe this will be the deciding factor for them.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Right, there we go. Game started. Instant ground pound. Toady picking up the cannon. Rudy also on the cannon. Side sig going for the down sig right after. D-light down air. Coming out from Toady. End light coming out. End light from Toady. Side light. Not committing with the side air. Oh, I did put on the wrong number. I'll fix it after this. Side sig coming out from Rudy. Downer coming out. Toady in a bad situation right there. Gets ground pounded. I did put on the wrong thing. Don't worry. I just cannot change it and commentate at the same time. It's much better to just commentate, I feel. End light coming out. Down air. Side sig coming out from both of these players. Dash side sigs, a lot of them. Okay, another side sig. Get punished by the down air. End sig coming out. Score is wrong. Yes, I know. Don't worry, I'll fix it after this game. Down air coming out. Side light. Nair coming out from Rudy. Toady tried to ground pound there and gets naired again. Side sig coming up from Rudy. Goes for the D-sig, will not KO. Side air. Side sig coming out from Rudy. That was bait for the end light. Toady fell for the bait. Down air coming out. Recovery into side air from Toady. Tried to punish that one, but neither of them were able to. Side sig coming up from Rudy. Maybe I don't need to change the score. Maybe I need to give Toady just 1 point. Who knows? End light. D-sig. Down there coming out. Side light from Toady into the recovery. End sig will not catch. End light, end sig will not. The end sig will not catch again. D light coming out from Rudy. But Toady catches that forward dash with a dash down light into recovery. Knocking Rudy down to their last stock. Blaster v Blaster. Isaiah versus Isaiah. Who will take it? D-light down air. This for another down air will not hit. Nair coming out. Very interesting neutral. Down air coming out from Toady. End light from Toady. Not letting Rudy get a weapon. They do get the weapon. Now they are on the cannon. Side light goes for the side sig. Unfortunately, does not connect. Side light, side air. Will not be it. Side sig coming out. Rudy with the down air end sig will not quite yet be enough. They need just a tiny bit more. Killing off the top on this map is quite difficult due to the high ceilings. The side sig will do it. And as I said, I don't need to change that. I just need to give Toady his well-deserved point that I accidentally gave to Rudy. That is completely and utterly my bad. I do apologize for that one. I hope it wasn't too bad. Rudy keeping the no skin Isaiah and Toady swapping into the Roman Reigns. Never mind. They are swapping to the Roman Reigns. No, never mind. Now, this is game 3. Let us see. We are going back to Demon Island. Also, hello to the new viewers. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I hope you guys are enjoying the tournament. Yeah. Anyway, game 3, Toady versus Rudy. Toady swapped off the Isaiah to go onto the Terras. Rudy already getting a very nice string at the start. Side light there coming out from Toady. And light coming out. D-light down there. Goes for the same dodge up. Satellite into GC, jump GC side light. Will not be enough. End light sends Toady off the stage. Unfortunately, will not be enough. And unfortunately, will not hit that end sig on them. End light coming out from Toady. Weapon throw. Side light coming out. D-light into a reverse side air will not quite yet be enough for Toady. As aforementioned, this map has high ceilings. So, and high like kill boxes in general. Unarmed heavy, unarmed side heavy will also not be enough to KO Rudy just yet. Rudy will get the first stock with that side sig. Ground pound will not get punished. Toady now on the axe versus Rudy's cannon. Cider coming out. Will it be enough? They dodge the weapon throw and it will not be enough, but the breakdance will be enough to secure that stock. 15 damage in the lead on Rudy's part. Not a lot of damage. It's one hit. Basically even right here. Down air. Toady goes for another down air. Nair into recovery just so he doesn't get punished. Ooh, satellite Nair into GC downlight. Quite a bit of damage on Rudy. Endlight. Side air. Ensig. Down air coming out. Side light. Side sig will get punished with that side air. Nice spot dodge from Toady's side. Endlight coming out. Rudy preferring the cannon over the blasters. Endlight coming out from Rudy, goes for the D-Sig, will not get punished. Then Toady makes it back onto the stage, being able to grab the axe and jump reverse side there. Rudy giving him the upper hand into game 3. Let's see if Toady can run away with this one, or if Rudy just comes back. Endlight, side light. Ooh, that was a very, very nice combo from Toady. The GCD light cider coming out from Rudy will not be enough. Stomp side light coming out from Toady. D-light recovery, another recovery. Will not get punished. Side light into GC recovery, GC D-light recovery. Cider coming out. Weapon throw. Will that be enough? The slide charge heavy haymaker was there. Will not be the KO. And Rudy gets back onto the stage and he hits the Ensig, bringing them to equal stocks. But the Stomp Cider will change that. 2-1 for Toady. I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I did make a bet on this. Southeast Asia always has the longest tournaments, just because everyone is so closely matched. And we always, not always, but we mostly see game 5 up until now. This is like, I think, our second or third game 5 situation we have right here. The first game with Keith was not. It was a clean sweep, a 3-0, and everything else has, I think, been a game 5 situation, which is very interesting to see, since most of the other regions that I cast for, I don't see as many game 5 situations. But let's see. Now, this is not game 5 just yet. I will be corrected. But we do see Toady swap off the terrace into the... Holy fuck, I wasn't even able to say my sentence, and Rudy just popping off on the blasters. The swap skin was probably what gave him that power. Just going off, going absolutely off on the blasters, has not been touched other than that 27 damage. Toady really struggling to find a hit here. Very, very slippery opponent to be up against. What I was going to say is that Toady swapped off the Roman Reigns to the Fenrir Mordex. I don't know what the thought behind that was. Maybe just feeling. But who knows? Sidelight coming out from Toady. Another sidelight goes for the ground pound. Unfortunately, will not gonna giving Rudy stage control. Will he use it effectively? I would say so. Might have just been 15 damage, but I would say so. Endlight into D-light down air. Super nice spot dodge from Toady right there on that Ensig. And very nice dodge on that ground pound and punish as well. Endlight coming out. Ground pound will be punished by the side air and the ground pound. So, equal stocks, 77 damage down for Toady. Now, Rudy will be having a cannon again as their weapon. Endlight coming out. D-light down there. Okay, another down air. Ground pound. Side leg coming up from Toady. And leg coming up from Rudy. Ensig will not catch. They tried going for that weapon throw combo. Will not be it. And just a full charge side sig is all it took from Rudy's side to be a stock up and have a very, very great shot at taking this game. So light down there, and light coming out. Side light goes for the double side light. Rudy went for the ground pound, and I think Toady went for the recovery. That resulted in a clash. Very nice weapon throw into jump GC D-light recovery from Toady's side. Very smart play, and Nair coming out. Rudy walking into that side sig, into the recovery, and that will be Rudy's second stock. Both of them now on their last stock. Toady 57 damage down. Brought that down from 77, which he was on at last stock. Very, very even game, I would say. Side light. Ensig will not catch. Toady keeping the scythe. And Rudy swapping off to the cannon. Not before taking some damage before that. Toady very, very making him pay for throwing away his weapon and trying to grab another one. A lot of damage being built onto Rudy. Toady kind of going crazy if you do ask me. Side light. Side air. Recovery will not KO. Okay, I'm very surprised. I thought that would KO. Weapon throw up into like recovery into weapon throw up. Side sig. Wait, Rudy and Toady both have a very, very good chance of taking this game. Very, very close. So that side sig will not KO. This side sig will, meaning Toady takes this game 3-1. Congratulations, chat. I am super, super, super sorry, but I do need to go use the restroom. So we're taking a very, very small break. I will go here. I will go here. I will read through the text in just 1 second. I really just need to go use the bathroom or I will explode. So excuse me. Use this to grab the grandma, unplug her fucking monitor, grab some water, go use the bathroom, grab some snacks, use that for this, and I will be right back. Holy fuck, that was probably the most redeeming piss I've ever taken. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Would you be kind enough, mister, to send me who the next players are? Let me quickly read what is happening. Close set, I do agree. Last set was very, very close, especially the last game. Last game was The only difference was 2 damage, believe it or not. They were a 2 damage difference. 2D games are often close. Keith just always pulls out a win. Yep, I do agree. Every other player seems very evenly matched. Keith is just ahead of the game. What happened to the bracket? Q just got eliminated. Not me, bro. Not me. Right. Give me one last second and we should be able to start. Okay. Would you oh, Keith is after this set. Let me just demote real quick. Yeah, all good. I just did not know that. Okay. Excuse me. Keith! Okay, wait. What the? Okay. It kicked me. It kicked me for no reason. It kicked me. Uh. Um. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna show you the players. Ignore the chat. It's Hamoud versus Morsey. Yep, Hamoud versus Morsey. Oh, who got leader now? Oh. Okay. I don't know what we're trying to do here. They're just messing me up. But that means I need a second to change this. We got Morsey versus Hamoud. Morsey on the Giro. Very interesting pick. But I do see it working out. I remember they had a pretty decent sword or scythe. I don't remember which one of the two, but they were really good. And obviously Hamoud on their pick being the Sentinel. We haven't seen them play anything this tournament at least. Anything else, I would say. But still very excited to see this game. Where are we going? Are we going Miami Dome? I'm calling Miami Dome. Yup, I called it right. Miami Dome. Game 1, Morsey versus Hamoud. insert the fucking what this is. I don't know if this is winners or losers bracket or whatever the fuck. But anyway, game one. Morsey on the Yoshimitsu and Hamud on the No Skin Sentinel. GC and light into Nair coming out from Morsey. Down air goes for the juggle with the Nair afterwards. Unfortunately, not able to do that. And light coming out. D-Sig. And light coming out again. D-Sig coming out. Very nice stage control that Morsey has built themselves up to have. Very nice combo coming out from Hamud. The D-Sig will not connect and they will get punished for it. Another D-Sig also will get punished with a down air. And light coming out, weapon throw. And now Morsey is on the scythe. Down air coming out, bringing Hamud off stage. And the side sig will take the first stock. Morsey is quite damaged, knowing that Jiro. Oh, and light into side air will seal the fate. As I was saying, you don't need a lot to kill Jiro. Low defense character. That is the courtesy of that. Down air into side light coming out. End light. Another end light goes for the nair, gets dodged. End light reverse nair goes for the recovery. Will not KO. KO will not hit. My bad. Down air coming out. Another down air coming out. Another downer. 3 down airs coming out from Hamud. Third one misses, giving the opportunity to Morsey to get back onto the stage. Side light into the D-Sig. Right, Hamud wants the hammer. He is now on the hammer. Down air into the D-Sig. Nair coming out. Reverse nair, I should say. D-Sig coming out from Hamud. Another D-Sig coming out from Hamud, and Morsey was not able to evade that one, knocking them down to their last stock. Downer D-Sig, recovery, D-Light into another D-Light, and light coming out. Side air from Morsey, goes for the recovery, will not KO on 185. Almost does KO on 185. Side light coming out. Weapon thrown to the down air into the weapon throw. Side air will also not be enough on 210. That is pretty crazy if you ask me. Went for the clip there, unfortunately does not get it done. Side light goes for the recovery again, will not KO. The end light should kill here. It does kill here. Okay. Now Morsey only 43 damage behind. He just needs to not get hit a lot, since when you do get hit on Jiro, it is always very, very hurtful to your damage. Nice Enlight into Nair. I really, really like that Enlight into reverse Nair from Morsey. Side light. Ooh, misses. And does also not pick up the other weapon. Side sig coming out from Hamud, and the D-Sig goes for the GC side light, hoping they would catch them going back on stage. Does not, unfortunately. Downer coming out. Goes for the downer D-Sig. Into the D-Sig of Morsey will not quite be enough. They make it back onto the side of the stage. Recovery into Nair. They're going for the sider. They're going for the side sig, and that will KO. I'm very surprised that KO'd, but game 1 going to Hamud. Very, very close game. Very, very close game. Now we see the Val come out from Morsey. I was expecting that, to be honest. If the Giro didn't work out, I was expecting to see the Val, because they were playing very, very well on the Val. Hamud is confident, you know, confident in his pick in the Sentinel, and very Sig happy, which is not a bad thing, but they are very, very Sig happy. And that has been getting them a lot of damage and a lot of kills, I would say. What are your thoughts on this, guys? What are the thoughts on this? Also, Jack, if you don't have anything to do, remember predictions. The last one was 50 minutes ago, but it's fine. If you don't have the time and if you're doing something else, that's totally understandable and totally fine. Right, game 2. As I said before, the Val is coming out, Sidelight into recovery on the sword. You like ground pound, Endlight, knocking Hamoud off the stage, not letting them get close to a weapon. D-Sig. GC D-Sig will get them punished. Sidelight into D-Sig. D-Sig will also get punished again. Endlight coming out. Another Endlight from... Ooh, another one! And that will be the stock! Morsey popping up with them Endlights. I cannot even lie, that was kind of nasty. D-Sig. Ooh. Sidelight into down heavy. Sidelight Nair coming out from Morsey. Gets punished by that. D-Sig and the fucking ground pound afterwards. Very, very interesting gameplay. I was not expecting that turn of events to happen, but it did. It kind of did leave me a little bit shocked, that's why it took me a second, but Morsey already putting on the damage on their fresh stock. They're putting that damage very, very well to use. 97 damage up already. Recovery, Nair from Hamoud. Tries to get a down air punish, but unfortunately does not. Obviously, we have to have a side sig on this map, you know. It was going to happen. I was wondering when it was going to happen, and that side sig will KO Hamoud. And light coming out. Side sig will hit. D-Sig. Sidelight coming out from Morsey. Another D-Sig. Sidelight, D-Light coming out from downlight sidelight, my bad. D-Sig coming out from Britney Spears, the realest one. Recovery into Nair. Will they punish that? D-Light, sidelight, Nair. Weapon throw. Do they go for more? They're not able to. They go back onto the stage. They grab themselves the sword. Sidelight goes into the N-Sig, but does not connect. Side sig, D-Light, ooh, misses the down air, unfortunately. N-Sig will hit, will not KO. High ceiling on this map. D-Sig will not catch this time. N-Sig will also not catch, and the Cider will also not KO. Oh, it will KO! It will KO. Equalizing the game, equalizing the numbers. 1-1 for, well, for no one, I guess. 1-1 for both of them. We are going into game 3. I feel like every game, except for the first one, has been going game 3. Who is Hamoud and why is he taking games of Morsey? The fuck? I'm not very, as I previously said, I'm not very well versed in the Southeast Asia scene. You would have to ask my tournament organizer, RCT Jack, if you just want to add him and ask him if he knows. But they are playing very well. They took a few games, I remember, a little bit. Also, hello Iced, how are you doing? Hope you're having a nice day. Morsey being able to pick up the sword first, not applying any pressure at all. Now, Hamoud wanting those Qatars, knowing that that is primarily what he's comfortable in. Downlight, down air, Cider coming out, Endlight coming out, sidelight, maybe a little bit more damage, down air, Nair, another, goes for another Nair, gets punished, and now Hamoud has the hammer that he instantly throws away. Interesting, Nair coming out, Endlight coming out from Morsey. Ooh, nice dodge from Hamoud into that GC down sig. Cider coming out, D-Sig will not be enough. Morsey trying to get that Nair, trying to get that KO as fast as possible. Nice punish. Ooh, down air sided. Nice punish from Hamoud, but gets down air sided. Sidelight. Goes for the D. What the fuck? Why did that send that up? Why did that send up? Anyway, D-Sig into Nair, or recovery, I don't remember. Nair coming out. Ooh, clash. Down air. Nair, I think Hamoud saved them there. I'm not entirely sure. Ensig gets punished by the Nair into down air. Or side air, I don't know, end light, whatever. Nair coming out, side air coming out from Morsey, end light coming out. Side sig from Hamoud will not be enough. They throw away the hammer once more. Weapon throw, recovery. D heavy will not be enough just yet either. Nair coming out from Morsey, trying to get that KO as fast as possible. But Hamoud is fighting with teeth and nail everything they got to keep that stock and maybe get a KO before they die to make it easier on their next stock. Weapon throw. Ooh, they tried to go for the flip, but they got punished for it with GC and Sig. 210 on Hamoud. He's basically dead. It's one move per chance if it's the right move, if it has enough force. But it is one move. End light into D light from Hamoud. Okay, I guess it's not one hit, my bad. D light into recovery will KO though, bringing Hamoud to their last stock. Britney Spears, my beloved. Now on the gauntlets, consciously on the gauntlets, they threw away the sword. D light, side light, down air, side light, nair. Crazy damage build up. Already on 60 damage with the D-Sig as well. Down air coming out, nair coming out. Not much more. Weapon throw coming out from Hamoud. And the end light and the side light. Will he go for more? Will he go for the dealer crumble? He will not. He will pick up the hammer and throw it right in their face. Bonk it right on their noggin. D-Sig, Gravity Cancel, downlight, ground pound will not be enough. They go for the nair, but they do get punished by Morsey's breakdance skills right there. Another game going to Morsey. Okay. Game 4 situation, we do not see any changes. Hamoud really needs to pick up the pace if he wants to take the set. This one did look a little bit more rough than the game they took and the last game. Well, not the last game, like the second game. If they can bring that momentum back, if they can just get into that flow state, I feel like they might be able to make this a game 5 situation. But we will see how that one goes. Nair coming out. But now Morsey has the sword. Oh my god, they were going crazy, and 66 damage is nothing to be joked about. GC D-Light Nair coming out, picking up the gauntlets. D-Light Ground Pound will not KO. They do not have a dodge. Morsey knows that, and he goes for something. Sweat drops coming out, but they make it back onto the stage. And light goes for the ground pound to the side light. Double Nair coming out from Hamoud. The second one gets punished, and the side sig again. That is first stock in less than like 40 something seconds. That is pretty crazy if you ask me. Morsey really picking up the pace and going crazy. Ense coming out from Hamoud. Nair, side air. Will that be it? That will be it. Hamoud takes the first stock. Only 45 damage, which is not that much of damage to deal. Let's see how this game develops. Sword versus Katars. Hamoud throws away the Katars to perchance get hammer. Endlight coming out. Another endlight coming out into the side sig. I don't think that's gonna happen. Nair. Hamoud wants the weapon, but Morsey doing such a good job of not letting him get that weapon and just punishing him for not having a weapon. Just going all out. Got so much damage out of that, and that will make it so much easier for them to KO Hamoud. Side air coming out into the weapon throw. The weapon throw will not KO. The double side, oh, not double side sig, long held side sig with two beams, two thingies there, will hit Morsey. Side light coming out. Nair into recovery from Hamoud. Side light into the weapon throw recovery. Unfortunately, Hamoud will not fall for that one. Let's see if they can get some damage in now that Morsey does not have a weapon. Ensig coming out. Another Ensig. Morsey does not punish D-Sig. Another D-Sig. D-Sig connects. They were going for, I believe that was a side sig, but they got punished by that recovery of Hamoud. And that is Hamoud gone with an end light. Equal. Very, very equal. Morsey just needs to take this game and they move on. Sidelight Nair into down air. Sidelight, D-Light into Ensig. Hamoud going for the ground pound, hoping that would clash. Nair into recovery from Morsey's. Sidelight, nice dodge sidelight. Down air coming out. D-Light goes for the Ensig, unfortunately does not connect on Ensig. D-Sig. End-Light coming out, weapon throw. D-Light sidelight recovery will not be enough. Down air. Hamoud went for the D-Light ground pound, unfortunately will not get it. They are now on the hammer and they walked into the sidelight after the sidelight, giving Morsey a easy recovery opportunity right there, and that will be 3-1 in Morsey's favor. GG's. GG's. My game froze? What do you mean you game froze? Like after the game? Like in the loading screen, whatever? If that's the case, we do have the room code. You know? We do have the room code. Take it at top air. Fair enough. That was 3-1 though, no? Oh, they left. I think that is 3-1, meaning they move on. While everyone gets sorted and I get the names, I'm gonna go grab myself a snack because I haven't eaten anything ever since I woke up. And I would love to eat something right now. Until we get ready, you know, grab a snack. Jack, if you have the time, make a prediction for the next game. Alright. I am back. I know come. Oh come. You know come. What you eat? Like knockoff Smarties. I did not have breakfast. Woke up instantly and got to setting this up, and now I'm casting. I did not get a chance to eat anything. Knockoff Smarties? Or like M&M's or some shit. It was like some... Did you wake up in a new Bugatti? No, I woke up in a bed that I built by my hands that is just pallets. Shit, he indeed woke up in the new Bugatti. Perchance. Didn't see any room code. Very, very sorry, but I cannot help. You know what? Look at the screen. Let's do it a little bit easier. Look at the screen. This is the room code. I'm not gonna say it out loud, but that is, oh, send? Okay, I'm gonna hide this again. No. I don't know where we are right now. Like, I don't know what we're casting right now. If anyone knows, I would love to know. Winter finals is on next. Ooh, I'm hyped for that. I'm hyped for that. I'm hyped for that. Please, 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 please. Put up a poll for this one. Trust. Please put up a poll for this one. We can't join the lobby. There's a bug, I think. Do you guys recommend we just start a new lobby? Remake a lobby? Okay. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I sent you the room code. Distribute it to all the players. I'm just gonna how does one do that again? Southeast Asia, not Brazil. Okay. I set it up. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I did not know that. If I knew that, I would have done something about it. Thank you for coming out and letting me know, Keith. You are a real homie. Thank you very, very much. Okay. If you would give me one more second, you guys can look at our grand final players. Oh, that was loud. I apologize. If you would give me one more second to set something up real quick. Winners finals, not grands. Yeah, I know. That's why I was gonna change that to winners finals now. So, right. Can I vote against me? Of course you can. Of course you can. Why would you not be able to? Vote as you wish. It might be insider trading, but who cares? We ain't sport gambling. Exactly. There's no money on the line. This is just for funsies and channel points, and if you ever so wish to torture me, you are able to just come in here and use 15 game points to make me kill my teammate. You know, you can do a bunch of silly shit. So, game 1, winners final. We got Nora's versus Keith. Keith on the Mordex and Nora's on the Artemis. Recovery coming out from Norris. They pick up the lance. Meanwhile, Keith has the scythe in hand. Nair coming out. Endlight Nair. Recovery. Does Keith continue? No, he does not. Norris makes back onto the stage with that side air. They lose their lance, wanting that scythe, but Keith just not allowing them. Now they got the scythe. Nair coming out. Down there. Damn! Damn! Keith just going off. Norris sending an end to that with a side sig. Nair coming out from Norris. Keith makes back onto the side of the stage. They touch. Norris unable to continue that combo, but Keith getting the upper hand, getting the first stock. Side light coming out. Nair. End light coming out. Another Nair. Recovery coming out from Keith. Down air. Okay. Recovery coming out from Norris. Unfortunately, will not KO just yet. GC Ensig will not get punished. The weapon throw afterwards. And Nair coming out from Keith. Trying to build as much damage as they can so they have it easier on their last stock. They get clashed with that weapon throw, but the ground pound still comes out. Side air barely clips, and the weapon throw. Nair? No. Norris makes it back unharmed. Only, oh well, in quotation marks, only 122 damage built up on them. Let's see. Delight? Delight into gravity cancel. And heavy. Delight Grandpa coming out from Norris and getting punished by a Nair. Nair coming out from Norris, making him able to get a touch and be able to get back onto the stage. Very, very good moveset from Norris, avoiding those SIGs. Side air coming out. Weapon throw avoids the weapon throw as well. Keith hits the recovery unarmed. Will not be enough. Nair coming out. Delight. Delight side light. Side air. Nice weapon throw, preventing Keith from killing them, but unarmed neutral heavy will seal the fate for Norris's second stock. Delight coming out, Nair into the side air, down air coming out from Norris. Okay, interesting side neutral, side light, down air coming out from Keith. This could get bad. Down air, weapon throw from Norris will not be enough. Delight ground pound will though, equalizing the stocks, not socks, equalizing the stocks. They choose the scythe to stay on. Side light, side light, side air. My bad. Okay, side air coming out. Nair from Norris. Recovery sending Keith down. Keith makes it back onto the stage, tries to hit the recovery. Unfortunately, it does not. Hits the side light, gets punished by the side light themselves. Nair coming out from Keith, goes for the side sig. Norris makes it back onto the stage. Well, onto the side of the stage. Ground pound. Will that be enough? It will be enough. And game one goes to Keith. I want to check something before I change the numbers. Yep, okay, just as I was suspecting. Oh, not that one. So, Keith won, right? I think so, right? Not 12, they're not 12 and 0, holy fuck. Boom, okay. Okay. Keith won, Norris 0. This is winner's final, meaning winner of this goes on to grands, and loser of this goes down to loser's final. And then the winner of that gets to fight Keith. Well, not Keith, but the winner. You get what I mean. Worst Filipino player, Monkey. This guy's getting kicked out the lobby. I'm kicking that guy out the lobby instantly. Alright, game 2. Keith versus Norris. Keith went for something there. Unfortunately, did not work out for them, but they did not get punished, so it's fine. Norez already going off on the unarmed. They managed to pick themselves up a scythe. Side light, end light. Coming out from Keith. Side light from Norez. Side light recovery coming out from Keith. Into the reverse nair. Ground pound from Norez, securing themselves an easy way to get back onto the stage. Nair coming out from Keith. D-Light. Oh, GC Ensig coming out. Sidesig will not catch on Nora's side. Down air coming out. Nair. Ensig gets punished with the side light. Double. Tried to go for the side light recovery 2 times. Unfortunately, not be able to hit it. Now, the Ensig of Nora's will be enough, though, to take Keith's first stock. Slide charge Haymaker gets him pretty heavily punished. 37 damage, quite a nice combo. Bringing Norris back onto the stage. Side light into side air will KO. 37 damage down, not a big deal. End light. Coming out from Keith, another end light nair. Norez tried to hit that side air, unfortunately not able to, and gets punished pretty heavily. Double end light, goes for the nair into the recovery. The weapon throw, if that weapon throw hit, it would have killed, but the delay ground pound is enough. Keith just steamrolling on that stock. Actually just steamrolling on that stock. End light, down air. Side light, end light. Okay. Down air again. Side light, side air. Gets punished by a down air. End light, side light recovery. Norris tried to get that one and punish that one. Unfortunately not able to. Gets the down air though. Tries to follow up on it. A little bit difficult. Nair coming out. Reverse nair. And another reverse nair coming out from Keith. Reverse nair coming out again. Norris trying to get into that ground pound. Does not. But he gets the recovery. And Keith loses their stock to that. Keith needs like 1 or 2 more hits. And then it's basically even until they can get that KO. Ooh, very nice recovery clash from Norez. 46 damage on the unarmed, and they still haven't dropped the stock. End light into reverse recovery, unfortunately will not connect for Keith. Side light sider will connect for Norez though. Sider, and make it back onto the stage. Down there, D-light. But the side light was too much for them to handle. Keith takes game 2. Right. Keith takes game 2 over Norez. Are we going Miami Dome? What are we thinking? Are we going Miami Dome? We are going Miami Dome. No character changes, no nothing. Norez versus Keith. If Norez wants to secure themselves a spot in Grants, like guaranteed 2nd place, they need to win this. Keith already with the gauntlets popping off, already 67 damage just with gauntlets before Norris could do any damage whatsoever. Satellite coming out from Norez. Satellite goes for the recovery, does not get punished. Keith hitting a lot of... Oh my god, he goes for the side air. I was gonna say they were going for a lot of end lights and they've been working out very, very well for them. And then they just go down there and just hit the side air. That's why they call him the poo-poo. You know? End light coming out from Keith. Side light down air. Norris. Ooh, nice ground pound from Norris into the gravity cancel D-like ground pound, and that will be it. What a comeback! What a comeback from Norris. And light coming out, side light side air. Goes for the down air, will not KO side light. Another side light side air. Side light into the D-light. Does not hit, but the down air hits. Another down air coming out from Norez. Goes for the ground pound. Unfortunately, it does not get hit him off the stage, but rather on the stage. Downer coming out, a little bit of damage being done by Keith. Reverse Nair. Keith tries to go for the ground pound, does not connect. Norez gets back onto the stage, goes for the ground pound themselves, will be punished by a Downer weapon throw from Keith. Now Keith has the upper hand, 137 damage and 1 stock up. Let's see if they can pull away Sidelight. Nair. Downer coming out from no res, goes for the ground pound. Keith does not is not able to punish, gets down air. Keith makes it back onto the stage though. Side air will not be enough. Norris needs a few more hits. Recovery will also not do it. Into the GC sidelight, that will do it. Very equal, very, very close game. Something to keep in mind is that Norez needs this win if he wants to secure himself a spot in Grand Finals and not go down and fight Morsey. Satellite recovery, it does seem like that is not going to happen. He might have to go fight Morsey in a bit because 109 damage versus versus 67, 80, 90. Never mind, maybe he doesn't have to. He is doing the damage, he's doing the work that is needed to maybe secure themselves a spot. Nice recovery coming out. Down air coming out from Morsey. No res. Sider coming out from no res. Another Sider will not KO. Keith now has the scythe in hand. Noisy disarmed. And I think that is it. D-like ground pound takes the cake. Second 3-0 we have seen. I am quite positive. Very positive that this is the second or third maybe. 3-0 for Keith. GG's. GG's. This is oh, my bad. What do we think, chat? What do we think? What do we think? I think I personally think this could be anyone's game. Fire said Keith is too good. I mean, Norez was really getting in there though. Some of the games were pretty close if you ask me. And there was a lot of back and forth, but Keith would always end up on top. You are right about that. Yeah, Keith just pulls it out the bag to win. He does. He does. Now, what are the next two players? I lost 10 Teto pairs. Unlucky. Okay. Okay. Who is Kyogi? Is Fasted Kyogi? Can I get a yes or no, please? Is Fasted Kyogi? Kyogi will be uno momento, and so I started when he come. Toady is here. Guys, what do we think of this tournament so far? What are you guys' thoughts? Do you guys enjoy it? Do you guys like it? This time, as I previously mentioned, that's both in lobby. Oh, that is my bad. That is totally my bad. Faster than KeithThePooPoo? Okay, fair enough. Fasted is not here though. I kicked him thinking he was not Kyogi, but he's not in the lobby with us anymore. So if you would message him, that'd be nice. Oh, he'd be 1 minute? Okay, okay, okay. That's totally fine. That is totally fine. Now, now Toadie was playing a lot of funky characters. He was on the... Fuck, what character was he on? He was on funky characters. I remember he swapped from Roman Reigns to Fenrir Moidex, and his first game was Isaiah, if I'm not mistaken. So quite an interesting character pool, I would say, and I think that is pretty cool. Maybe they are quite well versed. Be 1 minute. Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, chat. For my Southeast Asian people, I hope you guys are having a nice day. And if you guys wanna tell me how your day was, that'd be chill. You know, share something. And for my EU folks, good morning. And what do you have planned for the rest of the day? And I guess for the Southeast Asian people as well. Because the day is not quite over. I believe. Don't quite know what time it is over there, but just for reference, it's 11:30, so it's gonna be noon in like half an hour ish. I have a question. Jack, Mr. Jack, could you perchance look DMs? Afternoon? I believe it's around 6, 7, or 8. Okay. Okay. Afternoon. So I was right by saying how their day was rather than how it will be, you know? Not very well versed in time zones personally, even though I was always around them and had to work around them and all that stuff. I'm still not very well versed in you know, every region. I know like certain regions and a couple of them, but I for sure do not know all of them. Right, so let me quickly go here, and we have Toadie on the Mega Man and Fasted on the Azuri. Toadie does not surprise me that he is on the Mega Man. They did seem like a player that enjoys playing multiple characters rather than one tricking. Talking sometimes does get difficult. So I would say that would not surprise me at all to see. Right, game 1, Toadie versus Fasted. Not sure about if Fasted was playing Azuri, but I do believe they were for a little bit. Toadie on the boots, Fasted on the Qatars. Both of them do seem quite confident on their weapons. Endlight coming out. Okay. A lot of waiting and a lot of baiting. Endlight coming out from Fasted. Going to pick up the Qatars. Sidelight. Gets punished by a sidelight, D-light, Endlight. Goes for the third Endlight. But Toadie will not fall for the third one. Fool me once, you know, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, why would you do that? That's just mean type shit, you know? Toadie disarmed. They are going to be picking up the blasters with starting off the blasters journey with ripping a side sig. Sider coming out. Another sider from Fasted taking Toadie's first stock. Let us see. Sidelight coming out. goes for the N sig. Side light, N light, goes for the N light again. Side light, D light. Fasted really looking very, very confident on the Qatars. Cider coming out. Or on the Azuri in general, I would say. They look very, very confident. N light coming out. Another N light, but this time from Toady. Recovery. Cider coming out. Nair. Recovery. Okay, okay. D6, so they don't get the weapon. Fasted misses the punish, but they do get the weapon and the cider afterwards. Weapon throw. They try to go for the clip. Unfortunately, they do not hit that clip. And like coming out into the D6, Toady will not fall for it. Recovery. Boom, boom. Cider. Cider will seal the deal right there. Equalizing the stocks. Toady is 140 damage, 141 to be exact, damage down, but I don't think that should be that big of an issue. Well, maybe it will be. It just depends on how Toady plays this. Okay, a lot of whiffing, but maybe it's all just bait and I'm just stupid. Okay, nice damage being built up. Nair coming out from Fasted. They went for another Nair, but they get punished by the exhausted recovery of Toady. But Toady making it back onto the stage didn't mean anything. They got sidered to death. Delight. The X pivot Nair right there. Attack. Side light cider coming out from Toady. Ensig will not be able to assist in doing any damage. Side light coming out from Fasted. Side light and light from Fasted. Recovery will not connect. Nice punish from Toady on that end light. End light coming out from Toady. Goes for the Ensig. Fasted spot dodges. Side light cider coming out from Toady. Ooh, they go for the X pivot down air, but Fasted expecting that. Weapon throw and light. Cider coming out from Fasted. Weapon throw goes for the end light again. Yeah, side light will not be punished. It gets nared. Weapon throw coming out from Fasted. Another weapon throw goes for the end light, and this time that connects. Weapon throw. Two siders coming out. Side stick coming out from Toady. Really trying their best to secure that KO. Fasted just not letting that happen though. Endlight D-Sig will not KO, but Toady gets the cider and equalizes the stocks. 161 damage down, 20 from what they were last stock. Cider coming out. Let us see. Delight Cider and Fasted does take game 1. Very interesting, very interesting. There was a lot of very changed pace from the last games compared to this one, and I don't certainly think that's a bad thing. I just think it's very interesting. Toady swap into the Fenrir or are they? No, they're swapping to the Boatvar. Boatvar is going to be their pick. I'll give them like 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Right. Mordex is going to be the pick. Swapping off from the Vivi. I remember the crossover's name. Mega Man. Swapping off from the Mega Man to the Boatvar. Now mirror matching the sword, and they're now also on hammer. I do remember their how's it called? Their Taros being very good on the hammer. So maybe they can translate that and bring that into this game. Endlight, side light coming out already. Nair coming out, goes for the recovery, will not KO. Side light, another side light from Facet into the end light. Goes for another side light, gets punished by Toady, not Toasty, not that. Delight down light, gets punished by Stomp Nair. Gravity cancels stuff from there, my bad. Weapon throw near coming out. Side light. Stomp cider coming out. Cider coming out from Toadie. Weapon throw. D-like ground pound. That will seal the fate. Why is one of the zeros off-centered? I'll fix that in a second. I'll fix that after this game. Thank you for letting me know. Recovery coming out. Cider coming out. Nair into recovery, but unfortunately only the Nair connects. Sidelight side sig coming out from fasted. Will not KO though, will not hit even. Weapon throw. Side air, end light coming out. Okay. Fasted really taking their time. They're playing very patiently. Ooh. Very nice Nair from Toadie. Let's see. They do have the stock advantage and also... Yeah, they do have the stock advantage. Now they only have a 140 damage advantage. Let's see if that will be enough to secure them the stock before fasted. Lots and lots of neutral, I'm seeing this. Ooh, nice interrupt on that side sig with that side like from fasted. Ensig coming out, end light coming out from fasted to punish that Ensig. Side light gets punished with a side air. End light coming out, side light, end light from fasted. End light again. Delay recovery. Will KO. Now fasted one stock down. Toadie sticking with the hammer as it seems. Side light into down air. Goes for the nair. Will not get it done. Very nice unarmed down air. Clipping fasted barely for a little bit of damage. Double end light from fasted. Goes for the triple. Toadie will not fall for that one. End light coming out. Side light side air. Goes for another side air. Toadie already expecting that. 69 damage on fasted. Not anymore. End light weapon throw. Side sig into the punish of the D-light nair. Side light coming out. Ooh, down air into D-sig, I think. Will get Toadie stock. Now, Toadie in the damage lead, so they don't need to be rushing it. D-light recovery, nair. Very nice. Double D-light into the recovery, into the nair from fasted. 48 damage, pretty good. Nair coming out. Another nair coming out. Side sig will not get punished by fasted. What? D-sig. Also, no punish from fasted. Recovery coming out from Toadie. Goes for the side air. Gets punished with a nair from fasted. Side light into reverse end light will not hit. The weapon throw that Toadie tried to do would have probably KO'd, but unfortunately will not. The nair will also not KO. One more move and fasted could be out of here on 188. They tried to go for the D-light nair, unarmed D-light into weapon pickup nair, but will not work out in their favor. Fasted on 203 now. Goes for the side air. Side light, D-light. Goes for the D-sig fasted. That was fasted's last move. 600 damage versus 400 damage. Toadie will take game 2. Why is one of the zeros off-centered? What zeros are we talking about? What are we talking about, chat? Oh, you are right. You are right. You are so right. What is the number here? 26. 26. Yup, this should be fine. Thank you very much, Morsey. Left score, yeah. Thank you very much for pointing that out. I did not realize that. That is my bad. Now we see Fasted on the Priya and Toady liking the hammer but not the sword. So swapping over to the Cassidy. These games have been going a little bit longer than the other ones. But not necessarily an issue. Ugh. Right. Game 3. Toady versus Fasted. Fasted unable to pick up the weapon. Toady gets it first, and it is going to be the blasters. Expivate Nair coming out from Toady. Side light into jump, gravity cancel, and light coming out from Fasted. Another end light coming out, and gravity cancel side light will also come out. Now, Fasted on the chakrams. You have not seen the chakrams from them, I believe so. This is the first time we see chakrams in this whole tournament, I believe. But they are going crazy with them. Quite a lot of damage being dished out. Side light and light, D-Sig. Knocking Toady off stage, my bad. Side light D-Sig will not catch Toady for a second time. Stomp Stare coming out, N-Sig will come out. Toady going for the ground pound. Fast makes it back onto the stage with the D-Sig, and they're just very, very Sig happy with that D-Sig. The coverage on that Sig is very, very, very good. And it will secure them a KO. Now Toady, ooh, Expivate in there, goes for the N-Sig, will get punished with the Sad Light, N-Light from Fasted. Fasted, one stock behind, N-Light into D-Sig. Recovery will KO from Toady. Will hit, not KO. A lot of N-Light D-Sigs and a lot of D-Sigs in general coming out from Fasted. And why would they not keep coming if they keep hitting? But that N-Sig was kind of greedy, and he got punished by that recovery from Toady, sending him straight down to his second stock. Does have the lead on Toady though for 170 damage. Let's see if Toady can maybe cook something and not get KO'd. Weapon throw side air. Gets back onto the stage, tries to stomp, and that will result in him getting enlighted and weapon thrown. Let's see. Almost 3 exclamation points, and Fasted knows that. He capitalizes on it with a D-Light side air. Fresh stocks, both of them. The only difference is Toady is one stock down, 2 Fasted. Side light, N-Light, D-Sig. A lot of them are coming out, and a lot of them are hitting and connecting and dealing a lot of damage for Fasted. Side air. Goes for the D-Sig. Down air coming out. Into the D-Sig again. Toady really, really struggling against that combo. N-Light coming out. Reverse Nair will not hit. Side air again. Toady now on the hammer. Ooh, they tried to go down. Going for a recovery. But Fasted is already there waiting with that N-Sig in hand. And that will secure them the win. 2-1. Right. Right. We are seeing another swap from Toady. Toady really, really likes swapping characters every game. They are now on the Bryn with, I believe this is the least used Bryn skin. I've met maybe 2 people that use that skin, and Toady's like one of them. So yeah. Now, we have the Bryn, we have the Priya. Fasted needs one more game to win. If Toady does not manage to win this one, Fasted keeps going. If Toady manages to win, then, we go game 5. Fasted on the sword, weapon throw and light. And light coming out from Toady. Fasted really wants those chakrams. He wants to keep doing that. Side light and light D-Sig for a lot of damage. Side light Nair D-Light coming out from Toady. Another D-Light goes for the recovery, gets punished by the down air. Nair recovery coming out from Fasted. Quite a lot of damage being built up. Ooh, that cider into D-Sig made Toady, disarmed Toady. Nice punish on that Nair, with that Nair. Manages to pick up the spear now. Side air. Down air coming out from Toady. Another down air. Ooh, that last part caught. Facet thought he could do that D-Sig, but Toady was fast enough and just got out of it. Side air coming out. Fasted. Cycling his chakrams, and Toady must have done a small misplay there, because they did have the recovery. Nair side air coming out from Fasted. Okay. Ensig coming out from Toady. Kinda crazy. Now they're equal stocks, both of them. Toady a little bit down. Doesn't matter though. End light. Toady goes for the side light. Gets not doesn't get punished for it. He just keeps going. Cider coming out from Fasted. The D-Light side air coming out. Another cider from Toady. He goes for the down air. Will not hit it. Gets juggled up. He keeps getting juggled up by Fasted's nairs. Weapon throw. Down air coming out from Toady. End light. Nice punish. Nice end light there. D-Light cider coming out from Toady. Cider. Fasted really taking their space and their time. Ooh, nice Ensig on Fasted. Now Toady was disarmed for a moment. They're now back on the axe. Cider, nice dodge on Toady. Avoiding that cider, avoiding getting sent off stage. They don't avoid that one though. Down air. Most busted move of that weapon. I cannot lie, I love using that. Down air coming out from Fasted, knocking Toady down to their last stock. End light misses. Double end light nair. Fasted goes for another nair, and that will prove to be not the play. Cider coming out. D-Light nair recovery. That is all they go for. That is a lot of damage. Another nair coming out. Ground pound from Toady. Gets punished by that D-Sig. Another D-Sig coming out. Cider from Toady. Knocking Fasted off the stage. Nice dodge on Fasted with that dodge on that cider, and then into that D-Sig. Knocking Toady off the stage. Fasted needs maybe sidelight D-Sig. Now Toady knows Fasted is gonna go for that, so he is dodging that. D-Light sidelight reverse D-Sig. He was not expecting that one, and that will be 3-1. 3-1 for Fasted. Oh, I need to catch my breath real quick. A lot of talking. But damn bro, these maps are so good. Oh, you talking about the skins? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I do like putting skins over some of the Brawlhalla maps. Some of them, for me, they're a little too bright, and after playing this game for like 1,000 something hours, it does get a little repetitive, and I do like changing them out every now and again to keep the game kind of fresh, you know? No hate on any developer that was working on the maps. I think they're really cool and they're really awesome. I just kind of prefer choosing my own ones. I do that for every game that lets me, believe it or not. I have different skins on and different things on. Buddy got fried. Fair. Ad. Is it 3-1 Fasted? Still in the ad. Out of the ad now. Okay. What is... Oh, the next matchup. Oh, I was sitting wrong and now my hips hurt. That is okay though. What do we think up until now, chat? What do we think of this tournament? Okay. Lower semis, Kyogi / Fasted versus Morsey. Okay. I will get straight on that. Okay. I should have everything set up. There we go. Everything should be set up now. Boom. Fasted versus Morsey. Let me take this and make it look nice a little bit. Maybe oh, not that one. This one. Maybe make this a tiny bit smaller so it fits. There we go. I think. Oh, wrong button. Yep, I think this is. It's a little bit more equal. What is this? 61, and this is 63. So 1, 2. Yeah. Okay, now it's very nice. Okay. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Ouchies. Let's see. Now we got Fasted versus Morsey. Chat, what do we think? Who are you guys rooting for? What are we thinking? You know, all of those questions. Do let me know. Do let me know. Depends on what, Petito. We are waiting on Morsey, so you know, you guys can use the opportunity to you know, grab something to drink, grab something to eat, you know, grab grandma, grab the dog, the cat, you know, grab your pet hamster. Be sure to keep him nice and safe and warm, you know. Grab the naked cow that your dad bought as an impulse buy. You know. What's the room code? I'll put it on screen. It's on screen, look. My cat smacked me earlier. GG's. Be sure to be gentle with her, you know? Take the cat gently, or you go to the cat, you know what I mean? Okay, there we go. Our two players are here. Fasted versus Morsey. That's fucked up. What do you mean she came up to you and smacked you? At least she didn't do what my girlfriend's cat did to me. Which is I was sleeping and then she just like plopped onto my face and just woke me up by stepping on me, on my belly, you know? Does room code with only meme numbers exist? Well, if you try hard enough, I'm sure you'll be able to get it. Now, we see Fasted keeping up with the Priya and Morsey keeping his Ashoka Tano, you know, like Azuri. I've been woken up with a paw in my mouth. That is surely one way to wake up for sure. But game one, excuse me. Game one of Ahsoka Asoka. Okay, thank you. What are they typing? Are they saying just reset? Guys, can I ban? Oh. Unfortunately, I was not able to see that in time. That is my bad. I do apologize for that one. But game one of semifinals. Game one of loser side semifinals. We are in Miami Dome, and we are well. Fasted is on the Priya, and Britney Spears, my beloved Morsey, is on the Asuka Tano, the crossover for a Brawlhalla character, you know. Anyway, enough jokes of that. Morsey playing it a little bit more safe now. He's on the sword. Cider coming out, and Light coming out. Downer D-Sig, obviously. As we know it from Fasted, he does like to use his D-Sigs a lot. And Light D-Sig, or no, Satellite D-Sig, my bad. GC D-Light coming out. Unsplitting those chakrams for Fasted. Recovery coming out. Ooh, Downer into recovery. Kyokai gameplay, yep. Sidelight and Light coming out from Morsey. Avoiding that D-Sig and punishing it with the Nair. Nair coming out from Morsey. No, yeah. Sidelight and Light coming out from Morsey now. Sidelight and like D-Sig coming out as a reply from Fasted. Another D-Sig gets side-sig by Morsey. Now deciding to keep the Qatars on Morsey's end. Sidelight and Light goes for the D-Light, does not get punished for it. Facet wanted to punish with a Nair, but unfortunately not able to do that. GC Sidelight. Morsey is able to avoid that one. Sidelight coming out, gets punished with a down air. Weapon throw comes out from Fasted. Nothing after it though. And Light coming out. Weapon throw from Fasted. Morsey getting themselves a new set of Qatars. And Light, Sidelight, Nair. Really not letting Fasted get to any weapon. They're just a weapon starving. Trying to get that damage up. Not letting them get a weapon even in the slightest. Playing very nice neutral. That weapon starve streak was ended right there. Fasted picks up the Chakram Sidelight into recovery afterwards. A little bit of damage side there. Whips that D-Sig. Weapon throw coming out. Nair for a punish, seeing that Fasted had nothing. The sweat drops were out. Cider coming out from Morsey. Downer goes for the D-Sig again. Will not KO this time. Will not hit this time. Sidelight. Nice. Very nice evade on that Sidelight from Morsey. Not the second one though. Gets Downer. It gets Naired. Will not be enough just yet. Another Nair will also not be enough. Morsey has another say in this stock. Who gets to fall first? He gets another glimmer of hope and another chance to maybe KO Fasted before he gets KO'd. Side air, and that will be made true with that side air. Right, Fasted now on the sword. Side air, and that is it. Now 1 versus 1. Basically no difference in damage, no difference in stock. This is for game 1. Cider coming out. Another Cider coming out from Morsey. Recovery goes for the Nair. Unfortunately does not get it. Down air goes for the recovery again, hoping to catch, but it does not. Another down air. coming out from Morsey. Side air. Morsey really showing his upper hand on the sword. Not falling for the bait. The double nair will not be enough. And light goes for the D-Sig. D-Sig does not connect down there. D-Sig will also not connect. Morsey back on the Katars, the known to be a little bit more difficult to KO. So let's see what he does. Fasted is a little bit behind for about 100 and something damage. Down here coming out. So let's see who will take it. Side air. Weapon throw coming out. Now Morsey is on the sword now, making it a little bit easier for them to be able to KO Fasted whenever they do make a mistake. Doesn't punish the side light. Nice dodge comes out. End light coming out. Now Fasted is now off the stage. 180 side air. That will be enough. Morsey, also known as Britney Spears, takes game 1. Oh, what is happening in my chat? Why is everyone talking? I'm not used to this. Okay. Hello, Zazu. Hello, hello, hello. Now, we see Fasted swap over to the Sidra. Morsey sticking to the Val. Were they playing Val last game? I don't think they were. I'm not very sure. But small world's end. Let's see. Game 1 took a little while. It was a little bit of a longer one. Not saying that's a bad thing, but it's something I noticed. Fasted really liking to play the slow game instead of the fast game, which is totally fine. D-Sig, interesting D-Sig. Goes for it again, unfortunately will not connect that time. No punish, difficult to punish Sig, especially down there. Side light into side air will not be enough for Fasted to take that stock. D-Light in there will also not be enough to take that stock. Let us see. And light coming out, ground pound from Fasted, hoping to catch Morsey off guard. Side Sig. Morsey gets his hands on the on the sword, his preferred weapon last game, if I remember correctly. Side Sig. Off the stage, gets enlighted, hopes that weapon throw would prevent that from happening, but it did. Oh, taking a little bit of water because my mouth is very dry. Sidelight Sider coming out, waits for the ground pound and then punches with the sidelight. Very well played by Morsey. Down air coming out, Enlight coming out. Fasted making himself back, getting himself back onto the stage. He is talking sometimes, right? Am I right, guys? Sidelight Nair, weapon throw, side air. Fasted wanting to keep the cannon, ground pound. Weapon throw coming out, sidelight, recovery will not hit, unfortunately. Morsey really struggling this game, walking into the D-Sig, unfortunately, really struggling to get Fasted's first stock. N-Sig, N-Light. N-Sig will KO. Fasted on 3 stock still, 125. I'm gonna curse it. Maybe there's a 3 stock. 3 stock per chanceable. They keep playing like this, I could see it happening. Side Sig gets punished by the down air from Fasted. Side light goes for the dodge up read or jump up read. Will not hit. Disarm. Side light recovery will be enough. And this will not be a 3 stock. Morsey really needs something big to happen. He needs a quick gimp, maybe a 0 to death down air to be able to bring this game back, or just a lot of consistent damage, I guess. Could also do it. Sidelight coming out. They go for another sidelight. Unfortunately, that one misses. Endlight coming out. Side air. Gets punished by the Endlight. Endlight coming out. Weapon starving. Goes for the ground pound. Unfortunately, does not get it. D-Sig. Side Sig. Really trying everything they got, pulling everything out of their pockets to try and get that KO on fast as possible. N-Sig will hit D-Sig after it will not. Side Sig gets punished by the down air from Fasted. They are taking a lot of space. Down air goes for the recovery. Side air coming out from Britney Spears. Ooh, goes for the slide charge breakdance, but gets a down air. It will not be enough to kill though. Side air will also not be enough to kill. Oh. Connective issues, perchance? That was very, very unfortunate. Oh. 1-1. This is a 1-1 situation. Also, I apologize for not being able to read chat as much, but yeah. Snapsy, will you be able to get there? 3 p.m., 2 p.m. to be ready? I mean, it depends on the tournament, but I think I should be able to. We got a few more games left, and I think I might be able to. I don't think it's gonna last another 2 hours. If it does, then I sincerely apologize. I did not know that was gonna happen. Damn, Facet already popping off on the cannon. Goes for the double sidelight, unfortunately. Does not get it. We did see Morsey swap off the sword entirely onto the Ember. We've seen the Ember pick. Very clean string there. Nair coming out. Weapon throw. Sidelight. Endlight. N-Sig. Very, very good damage build up from Morsey. Sidelight. N-Sig will KO actually. This game is going a lot faster than the last game. Morsey putting on that pressure onto Fasted. D-Sig. Punch with Sidelight, D-Light, Endlight, recovery. Do they go for more? They don't go for more. Sidelight, Endlight. Do they go for more? They do not. Decent chunk of damage, 71 damage already while not being hit on the stock, I believe. Side air from Fasted will send them off stage, but will not KO. Endlight, go for the N-Sig. Very good job at avoiding that by Morsey, but not avoiding that D-Sig, giving Fasted one more KO. Nair coming out, and side air from Morsey. Down air, sidelight, D-Sig full charge. Don't know what that was full charge, but gets punished by only a sidelight, so they did get away with it scot-free basically. Let's see, sidelight, another sidelight from Fasted. Endlight from Fasted as a reply. Sidelight, side sig gets punished by an Endlight. Super nice dodge from Morsey, and a very, very clean punish after that too. Endlight coming out. D-Sig, nice punish. D-Light to Nair. D-Light Endlight, my bad, no Nair. Sidelight, side sig will not catch. Gets punished with that side air though. Weapon throw. N-Sig will seal the deal. Will seal the fate of Fasted's second stock. They're hoping to, Fasted trying to use the D-Sig kind of as a bait and see if they walk into it. The ground pound will seal the deal though. Now 1-1, no damage. This is as even as it gets. D-Light and Light. Sadlight coming out, Sadlight D-Light Nair. Sadlight D-Light. Ensig will not hit. Okay, a little bit of neutral being played, trying to see who will press an attack first and if they will be able to get punished for it or not. Weapon throw. Fasted looking for that sword. Will not get it this time. Side air into Ensig coming out from Britney Spears. Will they do it? D-Light side air. Down air. Will not connect, unfortunately. End light. Side light, side light. Side sig, hoping to catch something off guard or someone off guard. End light coming out. D-Light end light punishing that Ensig off fasted. D-Light recovery will do it, and that is another game for Morsey. I have a question, guys. I don't remember. Is this was game 3, right? This was game 3, I think. So I think this goes again, right? I'm just asking because I don't know if I forgot something or forgot to add a number, so I'm not sure. Shush! What is up, homie? What is up, Shush? Did you do launch options? I did do my launch options, I think. Or are you talking to Jack? If you're talking to Jack, then I apologize. Yes, 2-1. Okay. These games go a little bit longer, and I wasn't used to it. I feel like, so it was a little bit weird. It felt like we played 4 games, but we did actually just play 3. How you doing, Chris? How you be? Now we got Morsey versus Fasted. Now Fasted would need to win 2 games, while Morsey just needs to win 1 to move on and fight no res, I believe. Saddle dealer recovery. Okay. Ooh, nice Ensig predicting that jump. Satellite, D-Light, N-Light, recovery. Very, very nice string. Very nice read from Morsey. Sidelight, D-Light, and then they back off. They got enough damage out of that interaction, so they do take a little bit of a step back, a little bit of a break. So they do not get punished. N-Light D-Sig coming out from Fasted as I probably would have expected. They really like going for D-Sigs at the end of their strings, and they keep working for them. Double side air. Now Britney Spears on the guitar is something you would have never thought you'd hear. Britney Spears on the guitars. Side air. Goes for the nair. Let's see. Ooh, Ensig coming out. Will not KO though. Sidelight into reverse D-Sig. Will KO though. Giving Fasted the upper hand going on into Morsey's second stock. I need to drink some water, so give me 1 second. Sidelight, D-Light, Ensig will equalize that the stock advantage very, very fast. Couldn't even finish drinking. Right, now they're both on 2 stocks, meaning no big advantage for either player. Slight advantage for Morsey for having that weapon, but it doesn't matter. Fasted gets the weapon regardless. Down air, side light. Ensig. And light. Ensig again. Hoping that would catch. Okay. Downer coming out. Weapon throw. Side air. Downer goes for the D-Sig, Nair coming out. Sidelight goes for the N-Sig. Morsey goes for the N-Sig. Unfortunately, will not connect. Downer coming out from Fasted. D-Light Nair. Weapon throw coming out. N-Sig. D-Light recovery coming out from Morsey. What's the timer? I'll let you know right now. D-Light Nair coming out. It's 4:30. I got you. Toximan. There you go. It's 4:20. Sidesig coming out. N-Sig punishes that punish attempt with a downer. Will not be enough. Morsey makes it back onto the stage. Sidesig, ooh, very, very nice spacing from Morsey to not get hit with that Sidesig. D-Light. Ooh, D-Light N-Sig. Nice bait on that D-Light. D-Light. Nair. Weapon throw coming out. N-Light. D-Light recovery coming out from Fasted. Meaning that it is back to 1 versus 1 stock. All of these games, Fasted versus Morsey, I feel like have been 1-1 stock at the end. And very, very, very close. Pretty much equal damage as well. 5 damage off. What is that, like 2 weapon throws? Nair. Morsey choosing to stay on the bow, knowing they can probably outrange the attacks or have a better ability of punishing them, I'd say. Another bow, not letting Fasted get a weapon. Cider coming out. Down there. Sidelight goes for the recovery, but that just gives Fasted the ability to get back onto the stage, rips that GC Sidesig, but it will not work. They get punished, sent off stage with that side there. D-Light Cider coming out again, and then now we are just, you know, just waiting. D-Light N-Light coming out. Fasted really needs a miracle here. They need like a Gimp, a Clash, something to save them if they want to keep get a chance of going into losers finals. Okay. Bro just stood there. They fully did. D-Light N-Light will seal the deal now. 3-1 for Morsey. 3-1. Boom. Very, very long game that one, I will admit. Boom. Yo, that's the wrong bracket. Can we get the real bracket in here, please? That is not the bracket. Shush. This is the real bracket. Snupsy will start updating these things prior to the streams. Links and shit. Yeah, I was just too busy trying to figure out how to get this thing running on OBS. But from next stream, I will be I'll be looking to do that a little bit more. Guys, was I good? You were awesome. You played that very, very well. I'm very proud of you. So we have No Res versus Morsey. No Res keeping on the Artemis, as we know that they like playing, and then Morsey is on the Diamond Head, which is very interesting. I don't think we've seen the Diamond Head from them. I don't think we've seen Diamond Head in general. I personally haven't seen Diamond Head in a very, very long time be used as a skin choice in general. Obviously, for those who don't know, that is a Caspian crossover.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Caspian broken, don't worry. I guess we'll find out very, very fast. No Res versus Morsey. I think we saw this before and they just met again in bracket. I think I casted this a little bit ago, but maybe Morsey's now warmed up after that win and they feel more confident. Or No Res just wins, I think. You know, or it comes out as it did at the start and No Res just wins. Sidelight. Recovery coming out. Ooh, quick Ensig. Very quick Ensig. Taking out No Res's first stock. Nair coming out. Let's see. Nice D-Light punish from Britney Spears. Ooh, the side sig. Will they go for another one? They go for the ground pound. Morsey trying to get back on to the stage. They do get back onto the stage now. Side sig? No side sig. Side light, D-Light. D-Light does not get punished. Recovery coming out, but does not punish. Side sig though. Side sig is all it takes for Morsey to lose their first stock. And light. GC side light coming out. Down air. End light. Another end light connects. D-Light side light connects. No Res ending that string right there with something of their own. End light coming out. End sig. D-Light goes for the side sig. Gets punished by the side air. D-Sig coming out. No Res makes it back onto the stage, but not unpunished because of that nair. Down air coming out from No Res. Ground pound. Weapon throw. And light. Nice dodge on No Res's part. Dodging that end sig. Nair. Side sig. I'm expecting a side sig, yeah. I was about to say it. Side sig coming up from No Res. Now, No Res needs to build as much damage as they can to ensure that they have a lead going into both of their last stocks. Sidelight, D-Light, ground pound. Sidelight, sider coming out from No Res. Already 77 damage deep into Britney Spears' stocks. GC Sidelight. Nair coming out from Morsey. Ooh, the Ensig. The Ensig will seal the fate again. No Res now on their last stock as well, joining Morsey. Weapon throw, D-Light and light. Disarming Diamond Head, side light. Down here. Side sig coming out from No Res. And that will be game 1. Game 1. Ooh. Let's see if we see any changes or any swaps in characters. What do we think? Morsey playing with my eyes closed, that is fire. Now we see another crossover for Caspian, the Plague Knight. Right. Game 2. I was just reading chat. You guys are silly, yo. I love my community. Shout out to everyone in my community. I love you guys. Shush started playing Brawlhalla. Okay. Game 2. Morsey versus No-Res. No-Res having taken the first game. They are, I feel like, a little bit more confident. But Morsey bringing it back. Quite a bit of damage. Already 68 damage and the game hasn't even started yet. Let's see, Endlight coming out. Another Endlight coming out. GC sidelight, recovery. Endlight coming out again. Nair coming out from Morsey. Endlight, another one from Morsey. Sidelight. A lot of Endlights, a lot of very, very nice neutral, very clean neutral from both of these players. Ensig into the Endlight, nice bait there. Sidelight goes for the double, will not get it at that time. Boom, he waited a little bit and got that recovery out at the end, meaning that Morsey gets the first stock. Maybe they can start building some damage if No-Res allows it to, that is. Nair, Sidelight, Endlight, Ensig, 71 Endlight, D-Light, so much damage coming out from Morsey. Tried to go for that side sig, tried to go for it again, gets punished. Weapon throw into the pickup launch side sig, ground pound, down air, weapon throw. Is there more? There will not be more. Side air coming out from No-Res. Now knocking Morsey off the stage. Nice down air, making him able to get back onto the stage, into the ground pound. That is very, very well played by Morsey. Maybe they can bring this game back and equalize the numbers to 1-1. The score. Sidelight coming up from No-Res. Ground pound. Recovery. Side air. D-Sig. So much damage. Down air coming out. Goes for the weapon throw. Will not hit. Sidelight coming out from No-Res. Goes for another sidelight. The recovery will deny the 3 stock and give No-Res a tiny second to breathe before getting back into battle. Sidelight Nair coming out from Morsey. Down air. Another sider coming out. Another sider Nair. Nair side air. Goes for another Nair. No-Res just popping off on the side. Down air. Goes for the GC side sig. Will not KO. Will not hit. Morsey makes it back onto the stage. Endlight Ensig. And that is it. That is it. That is game 2. A very exciting and fast game 2. That is what I love to cast and that is what I love to see. What happened in my chat in the meantime? No changes. Let me read real quick. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Anyway, game 3 coming out right now in your mouths. Oh my god. No-Res just popping off. A bunch of Nairs. And a few siders in there. 100 damage already built up on Morsey. Sidelight. Nair. Goes for the D-Light. Gets punished by the sidelight. Side air. Let's see. Sidelight Nair coming out from Morsey. Sidelight side air. coming out from no res. A lot of very good trade ups being made here. Side light, end light. Goes for another end light. Unfortunately gets punished by the down air. Gets sent off stage. Side air again sent off stage. Recovery. Ooh, I did not catch that. The end light, my bad. End light, end sig. Will not catch. Side air coming out. Side air, no punish. No res, side air 3 times, and there was no punish there for Morsey. Side air. Side light coming out from no res. Ooh, the gravity cancel D-light catches. And no res has the stock lead now. GC end light. It's punished. Side light recovery. Side light. Side air. Nair. GC end light. Ooh, the DC catches there. Very interesting. Very interesting. Equalizing the stocks. And yeah. Downer coming out from no res. Recovery. Just for a little bit of damage from Morsey. Side light. Recovery. End light. Down air. Side air. No res not being able to interrupt up until there now. Side light recovery goes for the end sig. Nice avoid on no res. Ooh, that was very unfortunate. But Morsey taking another stock off of out of no-res. GC side sig. No-res needs to equalize this as soon as possible if he wants a chance of taking this set. No, this game. End sig. No punish. Oh, that was a very clean D-sig from no-res, knocking out Morsey to their last stock. Down air. Recovery. No-res makes it back onto the stage. Side light, end light. Will not catch the end light part of it though. Down air. Another downer, GC end light. Nair coming out, end sig from Morsey. Let's see. Side light. Side light, D light. Okay. Down air. Weapon throw. No res picking the scythe back up. Weapon throw, side light goes for the nair, does miss, gets nared himself. Side sig will not KO, 131. Very close game here. Could be anyone's game actually. Side light, end light. 4 damage apart. Side light recovery will not KO just yet. The end sig is avoided, the nair is hit, but now no res is back onto the stage. And he hits the side air. He goes for the side sig. Weapon throw makes it back up. But the recovery catches there, meaning that Morsey takes another game. Boom. 2-1. What is happening in here? What do you mean? Part of Kyokai. 25-0 thingy would be fun. Shush ranked 9, Jack plays someone he hates. No, more offstage king. You got this. Close app, passive games. But Shush, shoot me a DM or message me in the server at some point. You wanna spar? Usually always free. Interesting. Anyway, game 4. Now, if Morsey wins this, they move on. If they lose, we have one more. Now no-res still sticking onto the Artemis, just a different skin. Maybe that is all they need. Sometimes you get mind lock and you play your favorite skin and you're not mind locked anymore. Recovery coming out, and it's noteworthy to say that no-res has already done 138 damage, so it might be working. D-light, side light coming out from Morsey, but it's not gonna hit. Gets punished by no-res's end light. Side air. Oh, a little bit. Looked a little bit bad on Morsey's end there, but he does make it back onto the stage. Ensig will be avoided. Satellite D-Light goes for the pipeline. Unfortunately, does not get more than 2 hits. Norris goes for the ground pound. D-Sig coming out. Nair. Interesting ground pound there, but did not, unfortunately, not work out. Very interesting GC D-Sig there, but it did not work out in anyone's favor. But that recovery at the end, the unarmed recovery, will send Morsey down to 2 stocks. Nair coming out. Sidelight recovery. And light coming out. Side air. Recovery Nair. Nice damage being built up by No-Res. Unfortunately, that will come to an end, and now they are on 2 stocks as well. 51 damage lead, not very much, just a couple attacks off. Side light, D-Light, goes for the Nair, will not hit. Down air coming out, recovery, and light. Nair, okay. Down air. What else do we have in store? No-Res swapping over to the Lance. Ooh, that recovery got very nicely punished by that side sig. Double D-Sig coming out from Morsey. Unfortunately, No-Res makes it back onto the stage, not falling for any of that. Weapon throw is not enough for it to cancel, not fast enough to cancel that N-Sig, but ooh, very nice dodge from Morsey, or very nice spacing from Morsey, and then punishing that accordingly. D-Light recovery coming out again. Weapon throw, side air, clash, Nair. Will we see more? Morsey going for it. Unfortunately not. End light. Down air coming out. Side light. Down air. Nair. Side sig, okay. Okay. Britney Spears popping off on the gauntlets, punching. You know, throwing out the punches. Side light goes for the D-Light, gets punished with a recovery, and that will be the stock. Now, No-Res really needs to get something cooking here. He needs a 0 to death, very consistent damage without getting hit, or something like a clash to win this. 39 damage only, 52. He's 100 plus more than that. So he needs to be very, very careful on how he plays this if he wants to continue being in this tournament and maybe have another shot at a grand final game. Morsey just needs a little bit more damage. The N-Light will not do it just yet, or it will. And that is it. Morsey takes another game. 3-1. Excuse me for one moment. I really need to go use the bathroom, because if this goes grand final and maybe even reset, I need a little small toilet break. I will be back while the contestants come into the lobby. Okay, 1 second to set everything up. Okay, 1 second to set everything up. Please. I apologize. I cannot time my toilet breaks, so I do apologize. I drank a little bit too much water. It's very, very warm where I am. I don't know where you guys are and what the temperature is looking like there. But it's pretty warm here and I was drinking a little bit too much water. Boom. Okay. A little bit too competitive, but very rage beatable. What? Oh. Okay. Right. Chat. Grand finals of Southeast Asia tournament. 1v1. Kyokai. Right here. Right now. Grab the dog. Grab the cat. You know? Also, we haven't seen any really cool clips, so if we could see some really, really cool clips right now, I'd be so fucking happy. He's ugly. That Mordic skin is interesting. Sometimes about inner beauty. I mean, sometimes it is about inner beauty. You know what? Keith be spitting the truths. You know what I mean? Loki Brute, there was 0 inner beauty. I mean, in Keith's hand, he might have inner beauty. You know what I mean? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, let's see. Grand finals, Morsey versus Keith. Place your bets, make a poll, you know, grab the dog. Preferably not Keith's dog, but, you know. Sidelight coming out. Britney Spears on the bow and Keith on the Mordex. Very nice damage being built up by Morsey, not allowing a lot to happen. I'm not allowing Keith to grab a weapon, because you know when you let Keith grab a weapon, he just goes for it and he just does things. And light coming out. And light from Keith. Side light, D light. Fortunately for them, Keith always be dodging that one. Side light. Grabs the gauntlets. Cider coming out. Morsey trying to go for a clip and then unfortunately giving Keith the ability to get back onto the stage. Let us see. Side light coming out. D-light. Side air. Goes for the down air. Recovery. And light. Side light. Into the ground pound. But Morsey avoiding that, hitting Keith with their own killing attack, the down air. D-Sig. Nair coming out. Weapon throw. Keith making their way back onto the stage. Nair. Double side light will not catch Morsey, unfortunately. Side light. And light coming out. D-light coming out on Keith's end. Sending Morsey off the stage, and then another one will seal the deal. And light. D-light coming out, goes for the down air. Morsey avoiding all of that. Side light. Reverse nair. Recovery. Keith popping off on the scythe slightly. Wanted to go for more, but Morsey says nuh-uh and makes their way back onto the stage. They are one stock down, so it does make sense. D-light side air. D-Sig. Keith will not be falling for that D-Sig. He's unarmed. Oh my god! Nair recovery nair takes Keith's stock. That was kind of nasty. I will not lie. That was kind of nasty. Side light. Okay, the double side light connects, and the recovery at the end connects as well. That was a game. That was a game going to Keith Game 1 going to Keith. Right? So this is a double elimination bracket, meaning that at the end, if Morsey manages to win the best of 5, grand final reset happens. So please keep that in mind. Okay, let's go. We see Keith now on the Mega Man. Let's see. I wouldn't know why, but maybe just for funsies, I guess. Anyway, let's see. Keith, as I said, on the Mega Man, the Vivi crossover, and Morsey sticking on their level 100 Kaya. Sidelight. Sidelight coming out again from Morsey. Endlight. Sidelight, D-light. No, a lot of sidelights coming out from Morsey. Let's see if, you know, they can do something a little bit more than that. But they do stack up. They do mean damage. I'm not saying that that is bad. Down air. Sidelight. Nice evade on that end sig from Keith. Sidelight. A lot of side airs. Endlight coming out from Keith. Side air. D-light side air coming out from Morsey, and that will take the first stock. Let us see if they can keep up that momentum before being KO'd. Nair into weapon throw, unfortunately, did not go as they planned it to be. Endlight side sig. A little bit more damage, 69 damage weapon throw into, unfortunately, nothing. Keith was already expecting that. Gets hit with the side sig. Keith already on 82 damage. They do need to do a little bit of damage if they want to keep up. Side air. Endlight coming out. D-light into X pivot Nair. Side air. Sidelight. And sig. Morsey taking another stock off Keith. Let's see if they can keep up that momentum. Side air. Goes for the down air. Keith not letting that happen with that recovery. Nair from Morsey. Nair recovery. Goes for the GC Ensig. Unfortunately, does not connect. Let's see. Down air. Nair coming out. D-light recovery coming out from Keith. Down air. Weapon throw. Goes for the side sig. Okay. Okay. Keith now 100 damage down. Let's see if he can bring this back. Side air. Endlight. Down air. Very, very nice damage build up here by Keith. Down air. Does Keith make it back? They don't. They do not make it back.
Player 1 wins.
They do not make it back. I checked my DMs. Boom. 1-1. Was he sticking on their Kaya? But Keith swapping to a no skin Botvar for extra aura. No color either. Opa. No color either. Let's see.
Three, two, one.
Right, okay, sorry, I was fixing something. Game 3, Keith versus Morsey. Let's see. Stomp near recovery side air. Oh my god, Keith already popping off on the hammer. You heard me say go for clips, and I was like, I hold my beer type shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. What does the youth say? Hold my vape. Down there. Side light. Side air. Weapon throw. It goes for the D-light reverse nair. Unfortunately, it does not get it. Gets punished with a D-sig from Keith. Goes for the unarmed side air. Will not be will not hit. Double side light coming out from Morsey. Triple side light. Gravity cancel down heavy. God damn, the damage is being put out. Believe it or not. Now Keith, one stock up. Let's see what he can cook. Stomp side light. Unfortunately, misses the side light. End light coming out. Side light. D-sig coming out. D-sig come. Oh my god, I got hiccups. I'm so sorry. So the D-light side air misses instead of going for the recovery and probably killing 190. I feel like we should kill. Stomp side air coming out from Keith. Goes for another side air. Unfortunately, does not connect. Side air coming out. Another side air. Let's see. A lot of stomps coming out from Keith. I feel like he's gonna do something. But Morsey just not letting him do something. Just not letting him do anything at all. Side air. Side light. Stomp side air coming out from Keith. Side air will be a little bit of an offshoot. Stomp side air coming out. That will not be an offshoot. That will bring Morsey back to down to his last stock. Very nice weapon pickup, downlight weapon pickup combo from Morsey. 100 damage already built up onto Keith, and the GC side light keeps going. End light goes with another end light that will be punished, and now it's Keith's turn to deal and dish out some damage down there. Now Morsey unarmed. Oh my god, Russian Mafia double side there. Holy shit, holy fuck, that was kind of nasty. Holy shit. Holy shit, Russian Mafia double side air. That is surely one way to do it. Let us see. Now Morsey swapping to the Moonin. No clue why that character, but maybe it proves to be the right play. I mean, they do have the bow. Now they're on scythe though instead of the spear, even though I feel like the spear was, they were doing very, very well on the spear. Let's see. Now Keith, they need only one more game. If they win this, they are the winner. Now Morsey needs 2 more, and then they need to go into a reset and win 3 more. Let's see if Morsey is able to do that, or if Keith just takes this game and ends it 1 in for all. Down air coming out. Another down air. Side light. Sider. D-light sider. Down air. D-light down air. Very, very good neutral being played by both of them. Oh my god, Keith makes it barely back onto the stage. Side light. D-sig coming out from Morsey. Ooh, bad time to gravity cancel an N-sig. Keith is already there to punish with a N-light. Side sig coming out. Will KO. Now Morsey is a stock up, 115. Not that damaged. Let's see if they can keep up the pace with Keith. Does not seem so. Keith just GC side sigs and just punches him in the face, you know? And light in the air. And light coming out from Keith's side light. Down air clashes. Now Keith has stage advantage down air. Stomp. Okay. Down air. Stomp side air. Goes for another reverse side air. Will not hit. Gets punished by a Sig. Stomp ground pound. That was probably Russian Mafia. Down air into the weapon throw. The weapon throw will not connect. The down heavy will connect though. Now Morsey is a stock up 111. That is not that much damage. Keith really needs to make something happen here if they want to end this tournament right here, right now. Side air. Weapon throw. Does not connect. And Morsey probably wanted to pick up the weapon but wasn't able to and died therefore. Side light. Side air coming out. Side light, D-light. Side light coming out from Keith. Goes for another one. Gets side lighted himself. Another side light. Side air coming out. D-sig. Morsey sending Keith off stage. But Keith makes it back onto the stage. Weapon throw. Gravity cancel and light. The down air. D-sig. And that is game 4. Game 4. We're going to game 5. Game 5. Game 5. Game 5. Game 5 situation. Game 5 situation right here, right now. Keith sticking to the boat VAR. Let's see if Morsey. Oh, maybe they're not sticking to the boat VAR. Come on, Morsey. In my chat. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now Keith saw the scythe. He got a little bit excited, and now he's on the scythe himself. We have ourselves a scythe ditto right here. Let us see. What map are we going to? Miami Dome, Demon Island, or Small Fortress of Lions? What are we thinking? Grand Finals right here, right now. Demon Island. This will decide. This game will decide if we have a Grand Final reset or if we don't. Now, if Keith wins, we don't. If Morsey wins, we do. Let's see. Morsey picks up the weapon first, and it is the bow. And now Keith has the gauntlets in hand. Nair coming out, down air. Ground pound, very interesting move to use there, but it did work out. Nair into the weapon throw up. Nice dodge from Morsey on that recovery. Ooh, nice string. Nice stop with that down air from Keith. Side light goes for the side stick. Keith unable to punish that D-light down air. Coming out and like connects down air, and now Keith doesn't have a weapon. He does now. Side stick on the scythe. Will not KO just yet. Another one will though. Another one will. Now Keith on 116. Not that much damage if you ask me. But maybe Morsey can bring this back. Recovery, another recovery, side air. He goes for another side air. Unfortunately, neither of them make it back. Reverse nair, down air, ground pound. What is happening down there? What is happening down there? Now, Keith one stock up. Morsey really needs to lock in if they want to take this into a Grand Final reset, but it doesn't seem like it. Keith just very consistent on his scythe, and he just keeps going. Side light down air. Side light. Weapon throw into the ground pound. Interesting. Gravity cancel. Unfortunately does not connect. Ground pound from Moonen. Unfortunately will also not be enough. Recovery coming out. Gravity cancel. Reverse side light into weapon throw. Side heavy. What are we doing? Maybe I don't see the vision. Down air though. Ooh, gravity cancel D-light to get a chase to get back onto the stage. Keith is not gonna let that slide, and I feel like that is it. That is reverse nair and another reverse nair, but that is it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. 4 hours into top 8, we have our winner, and it is none other than Keith. Congratulations.